All right, let's party. Wow. How's it going, everybody? Happy Sunday. Oh boy, what a weekend this has been. How's it going, Lada, on the YouTube side? And then on the Twitch side, let me say hello to all the fine nerds. How you doing, Moss? Congratulations on your first. How you doing, V Architect? It gives you a better snap, I think. Hold on. There we go. Nice. How you doing, ours? How you doing, nobody? How you doing, Clown God? Howdy, 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 howdy. How you doing, Matthew? Supremely nice. And how you doing, Lunar Wind? Enjoy your lurk. How you doing, Linguini? How you doing, Jay? How you doing, A Wretched Goblin? How you doing, Benny? And Fleur Chiefs got mad. I guess it was host tile. So what we're doing for this week? That's fine. How you doing, nerds? How you doing? I am mentally doing pretty good. Physically and financially exhausted. I am. Whoo, lads. Okay. So I did my. So also, where's my? I need a for like metals. So what I'm gonna be working on is taxes. I did taxes today. So I'm gonna be continuing to work on the Saturnine Praetor just to get him going. It's at that stage where I was like, he looks pretty done, but I keep looking at like, oh no, there's like little bits. There's little bits and pieces. Oh yeah, I can do the braid. Ah, there we go. Here's my. I don't. This was originally like my default hairstyle, but I think long just kind of won out in the end. But yeah, I gotta work on. I was just like, okay, it's like, oh, this is like looking pretty good. I keep finding like, oh, there's like a little bit needs to be a bit more metal, and I need to do more on the face. So this is probably going to be a bit more. Yeah, then you say something that like you said like Turnip Max got you the like I guess I never considered there's like an official turnip like art brush that makes things look more turnipy, but like I can see it. I can see the vision. How you doing, Zetai? How you doing? How you doing? I like to imagine that like when Max gave you the holy brush, it was like, you know, whatever to do it like a SpongeBob or like a Flapjack cutaway. Where it's just like, it's like the holy brush and it just zooms in and it's just like hyper detailed compared to everything else, but it's also like kind of smelly. Not as an insult. I think that's what I think that'd be appropriate for the most powerful turnip brush. I feel like that's appropriate. Apparently there is. I know very little about digital art, so like, but I'm not surprised that there's like proprietary brush is the wrong term, but like a brush that makes very turnipy results. So oh yeah, you got like family stuff. Now mine is all because I both am a also Ian, thank you. How you doing? Yes, yeah, just like the loud foghorn too, exactly. How you nerds doing? But yeah, no, because I stream on Twitch, and the guild doesn't really do taxes super correctly either. Oh boy, this is weird because it's like both the most I've ever been hammered by the IRS. Like I'm never in trouble, but it's just like I gotta pay more. But it's also like the time when it was like the least actively crippling to my stuff. Also, how you doing, Steve? How you doing? It's fine, you know. It's the cost of just being what I do. I'm very lucky in all regards, so like it's not. It could be a lot worse. Things could be a lot worse for sure. I'm doing all right. I'm doing okay. Actually, I haven't actually watched it. Like, if I said top half, I haven't watched Flapjack in a hot fucking minute. I used to definitely watch a lot more of those kind of the like, I don't know, like gross era Cartoon Network shows. I don't know when you call them, but like the good shit. How you doing, Daka Fucka Flame? How you doing? Government's not real. That's not true. Listen. There's many things in life I want to deal with, and one of them that I don't is the IRS. So you know. Yeah, no, it's funny. I work in the Keebler factory, but I just can't make any dough. Got him. Stupid. So there was that, and then yesterday I spent, I think, somewhere in the ballpark of 3 hours busting my car out of the ice because I needed to actually like go places and like buy groceries and shit. Which I did. I was very, very lucky, boo. What? Fuck off. You nerds can make puns all day. I make one very short, sweet, contextual pun, and then I get booze. What's that thing? It's like I've like boo me all you want. I've seen what makes you clap or whatever. See what makes you cheer. So something to that degree. But yeah, no, it's I'm also like big tired. I'm big tired from the ice and stuff. I did that. And I helped the next door lady with hers. Now that my next door lady helping was less like here's any physical labor on my part, but it's just like here's a bag of sand. You can get me. Nintendo will get you before the IRS. The nice thing about the nice thing, quote unquote, the IRS is like they really just want your money. If you pay the money, the IRS will fuck off. Nintendo is not so keen. Nintendo's got other plans. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I hope that gets resolved because that sounds fucking annoying. I'll take a sensible chuckle. I will easily take a sensible chuckle. But yeah, I did that, and then I went. I did all my grocery shopping and other stuff that I put off for a while, and I also like treated myself to like I've watched. This is gonna sound really stupid, but hear me out. I watched a movie by myself. It's weird because like I just don't do that. I don't do that. I just like have a hard time sitting down. Like I like it's just kind of weird because I'm so used to like movie nights or like whatever. But I did watch a movie that probably I don't know. I wouldn't mind watching it again for movie night one of these nights. Have you guys heard of a movie called Tetsuo the Iron Man? It is a movie that I have heard for many, many years because it's like a really gritty, like low budget, very ambitious Japanese, like body horror movie thing. And I was like, I know I'll like this. I know I'm going to like this a lot. And I did. But oh my God, that movie is also the most headache inducing. How you doing? How you doing, Clone Squad? How you doing? How you doing? Oh, the paint tasting, yeah, it's pretty good. I used to watch a lot more like I wouldn't say low budget. I used to watch like really like obtuse, like very explicitly gory Japanese horror stuff. It was like Meatball Machine and Tokyo Gore Police and stuff like that. Maybe one of those. This is gonna sound fucking bizarre, but hear me out. I've shied away from movies that require subtitles for movie nights because I don't know. I know sometimes you guys do movie nights as like a second monitor thing. I was like, okay. Subtitles would make that really, really hard. And it's not like there's like I will never run out of trash or like trash. We're just like I'll never run out of movie night movies. Effectively, those basically come in an infinite supply. I don't know if I know that one, but for the context of Tetsuo the Iron Man is there is a man who is. He starts the movie shoving like an entire like metal rod into his leg as he's screaming. Find out that it's all fucked up, and then runs into the street where like a Japanese sort of like businessman and his freaky girlfriend accidentally hit him with a car. And then the rest of the movie is the guy who hit the businessman guy begins to slowly transform into this horrible like abomination of metal and man. And like there's other bits that like on one hand they're kind of spoilers that I could maybe talk about, but also like it's one of those that like the whole time I'm like, is this artsier than I think it is? Like here's like the idea was like it's a lot of shit just happening. It's a lot of shit happening in the movie on all levels, but it's one of those that's like, am I not comprehended right? I haven't heard about that one. Basically it is the movie. That's one of those things that like is the concept of an obliterator. Like is like I know Tetsuo gets mentioned by I think like there was like a Tool song based on him, or at least a sequel. There's a second one called Tetsuo the Body Hammer, where it's like a guy's daughter gets kidnapped Taken style, and he turns into an obliterator to rescue her. How you doing, How you doing, Big Buck AM? Pretty much. There's also like weird bits of like supernatural Esper shit. Like I'm gonna post a picture, and this is like on one hand, this is like later in the movie, but also this wouldn't spoil anything. It's entirely in black and white, which is both a vibe and I wonder if it was like to make it easier, like. The effects look pretty decent for like the body horror stuff, like that all that jives pretty well. Whenever they want to do like anime style super speed, they do stop motion, which is very, very like creative, but also sickening. Yeah, it's like a relatively famous movie. I think the first one is kind of one of those. It's like a artsy darling kind of film. But I've been putting it off for years, and I was like, there's like a weird thing in my brain that like I want my words to have more like intentionality behind them, and part of that means that I need to do things that I said I would want, like do things I said I'd do, and also just do things that I've wanted to do. I'll type it out. It's Tetsuo the Iron Man. Let's see, Tetsuo the Iron Man. It's not that hard to find. It might have like fancy Criterion Collection versions or whatever, but like you can find it. Stupid easy. And it's pretty neat. It's pretty neat. I will say it will make you sick. Like the stop motion, it's really a lot of like screaming and loud noises and like very fast. It's weirdly fast moving towards the end, like in terms of like things moving around. Oh, thank you. So what happened here is so for the Saturnine Praetors, you could actually run them with both axe and hammer. And on one end to do that, how you doing? On one end, the way to do that is you could just have them dual wield, which I think works, but is kind of busy. So I was like, I'm going to try to make like I'm going to make a dual grip, which I did. I did a little bit of cutting and stuff. But the problem is that like I accidentally used I was doing that effect where you use baking soda to make it dry real hard and stiff. The problem is that I use this like really, I don't even want to show it because I think it's a local brand. I have like a really extra thin super glue that is in fact so thin it ran everywhere and fucked up so much of the details. So it's like, because like you can kind of see there's like a big blob around in the middle. So I think I'm just going to paint metal and just kind of hope no one super notices that. And I was like, how do I get around that? It's like, oh, I'll cover it in chains. And I got like a million billion Mark III bodies. So I was like, I can make them ultramarines. It'll be fine. I need to touch this up a bit anyway. So there could be like little bits where like the chains are still going to be a bit red. And I think based on like the Trench Crusade stuff that I've used like that technique purposely, I think it's still going to look pretty baller. But yeah, I decided to wrap it in skulls and chains because I thought that would sort of hide the mistake. And it worked. It worked exactly the way I wanted it to. So yippee, mistakes and miracles indeed. And I'm pretty sure my guy's got a legal loadout now, which is neat. Like, it's weird. Horus Heresy is such a funny beast online where it's like, they're like, how should I build my army? And people are just like, man, just do what you want. It's all narrative and vibes and whatnot. And then you kind of like poke people a bit further and you're like, oh no, there's actually correct answers. Also, it's like, I understand the idea of like playing what you think is cool and whatnot and going for vibes and narrative and like this isn't like a tourney game, but also Horus Heresy units are expensive. I got this guy in a Saturnine box. If you were to buy him off of the G-Dub store, he is $53 now. Outside the box, he's $53 fucking dollars. And it's like, I feel like it's a bad faith thing to be like, hey, person who doesn't know what's going on. Yeah, no, it's got insane. I don't think you should pay that. Unfortunately, I think the best time to buy this guy would have been when people were cracking open those boxes and just like divvying out the bits. But like, I think it's past way too late for that. Yeah. So co-op bros. Ooh, let's go. Yeah, like a lot of times, like really most games can have co-op, like a solo rule. Really, you really just got to get like some sort of like, you have to find some way just to really get like AI for like a thing. And usually it's like if you could get like cards or just like some plan that you can use that's out of your control for stuff, it kind of makes solo stuff a lot easier. Oh yeah, no, turnip is like stupid efficient too. I build and paint so much turnip stuff on a whim. I don't know if I'm gonna be doing turnip next week, but I still got the catapult. Exchange, this might be my Sunday project next week, which I can go ahead and just show off real quick. There we go. So yeah, I got the catapult frame stuff. I decided to add one of my garlic bolt dudes, and I got all of his little tendrils like put together as a rope. And I got this guy, and he's going to be the guy that like launches the little garlic guys. Yeah, I'm excited about that. I need to like actually get that going. I have so many projects I've kind of sat on him for a bit. Yeah, people love my garlic boys. I'm happy for that because I also love my garlic. They're great. Oh, best of luck on the pikemen, though. Every now and then I'm like, I would love to do that pikeman army, but then I look at the amount of pikemen I need to paint, and I'm like, I'm good. I'm fine. Let's get a little bit of this like the G-dubs, Nikela oxide on these little bits. Yeah, it's also tricky too because some things sound like they would be like not even like OP, but like I do like research some shit. So it's like apparently in the current edition of Horus Heresy, like regular ass Marines with swords, like chain swords, really bad. They made it so you don't get as many attacks on the charge, and then also like a big brick of like 20 tacticals kind of just does their job of holding points a lot better. And I mean, there's certain armies that make them work, but it's also you're like that should be like a bread and butter thing. Like the idea of like, oh yeah, bringing despoiler Marines isn't like particularly weird. And even some like fucking word bearers get like bonuses whenever they get like a strength bonus on impact when they charge. So they should be one of the better ones to do it, but it's just also really, really weird. Having more knights. Hey, let's go. That God, turnip kit bashing is so fun. Like I enjoy it. It's just so fun just to like do stuff. I feel like Turnip is like one of my favorite games. I love Turnip so much. So how you doing, Totally Not Chang? How you doing? Make sure stuff works is all I get. Yeah, exactly. It's like I do see new people ask on like places where people talk about heresy, and they're like, how does one do this? And like sometimes they'll get answers, but a lot of times you do have to fight past that like just vibes, and it sucks. Well, which mind you, the answer is play a different game other than Horus Heresy. Just use Horus Heresy models because like, you know, that's the usual. Apparently somebody might be like, my local scene has been joking about doing a little bit of 40k second edition. I play third as like semi often, but the idea of trying second sounds like a lot of fun. You gotta do a little bit more. Homebrew cults. Ooh, let's go. I have not tried to do a homebrew cult, but one of these days I think that'd be fun. I've always really wanted to do a cult where where you basically make rough, dangerous terrain into like oil slicks, so things will just like slip and slide across the field, across the dangerous terrain. I haven't really put that anywhere. What I've also been working on, which is a bit more concrete, is I want to redo the Beast of Boglin scenario, because I think the idea of you fighting an army while a giant beast is in the middle, but I've played that scenario so many times and it always ends up the same. Somebody will chase the Beast of Boglin directly into their opponent's back line, and because turnip things are always like attack the closest unit, you basically fuck someone over super bad. It's really unfortunate. So I've been doing a reworked version with like cards that do different actions, and also like it always tries to migrate itself back to the center of the board because it's got like prey there that it wants to chew on. I need to get that finalized. There's like a couple of these like little projects I need to get finalized, but I've actually been like putting like stuff into there. I just need to actually like print out the cards and like take them to the local. There was a local turnip thing today, but it's I live in that zone that's been hit by the weather ice. I had to clarify to someone. I was like, man, like I've been trapped in my house all day because of ice. And they're like, yeah, no, it's crazy out there. And I was like, yeah, there's like a solid inch of it. And they're like, oh, that's what you mean. Which understandable confusion, but also was like, oh yeah. No, I lost a lot of my like supplies for dealing with heavy ice. And to the point I was like, you know what? The only way I could break ice is with this legitimate, honest to God hammer, like a basic hammer. And one of my neighbors was like, hey bud, do you need this like heavy duty steel shovel? I was like, fuck yeah, I do, please, thank you. And that helped, certainly. I would have probably like exploded if I didn't get that, but it still took me like 3 hours to knock my car out. Dangerous terrain would know that's. Oh, let's go. Yeah, getting trampled to death is such a common occurrence. I'm okay. It's super fun though. It's super fun. Like I remember there was a time where my lump charged one of my friend's lumps, missed all of his attacks, and on a crackback, my friend's lump just one-shot mine. And then in revenge, the toady that was leading it charged the lump. The lump panicked and ran directly into dangerous terrain before the toady eventually caught up and murdered it. I was like, oh, okay. Turnip is really funny because it has elements that are really swingy. That's how you doing, man. How you doing? That I really like the swinginess, but I also don't like it in other systems. Oh fuck yeah, let's go. I love top off victories. I technically won a local turnip tournament. It wasn't like a hardcore serious like pro zone. It was like basically a one-day narrative event thing. But we ended it in a top off, and I was And my Toph was still standing, making them the victor. Eee. That was fun. Or not fun. A turnip man, indeed. Did I say hi, casual maker? Howdy, 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 howdy. Like Death Guard because the whole slow marching. Yeah, that seemed. I'm lucky that the word bearers for the most part still have a lot of cool shit going on in the theoretical heresy thing. I also might try to get my groups to try out like Xenos Rampant or something like that because I think that'd be cool. Also, how you doing, Turtle Sages? How you doing? Welcome. Yeah, this guy's got like a bunch of like little bits that I totally just like. They're just like little zones that have just like where, like I said, I was like, this felt like it was more done, but the more I look into it, the more I'll see like, oh yeah, no, there's like little bits of red. I'm sure a lot of this will just be covered up. Like, it's not gonna be a list of deals, but it's real to me, damn it. So I'm gonna try to get as much as I can of that. But yeah, how you doing? But yeah, I did miss our turnip event today though because it was like still too icy. Like as that thing was like, well, I could. The funny thing is, I didn't even think the main issue was going to be the roads. It's like the only real way I can walk to my car is on top of ice. And I know deep in my heart what would happen is I would take my boxes out to my car. I would fucking go like, whoa, slip and just like drop a really useful box filled with all my models and they would shatter onto the ice into a million pieces. And then I would just openly weep. It's like just like gross tears for like at least a solid 10 minutes, if not more. I was like, I'm gonna stay inside. Hey done, Sam. Yeah. It's so like I said, I mostly do 3rd edition, and for 3rd edition, it's mostly just kind of like, you know, you can sort of run whatever you want for Chaos Space Marines, but I run them as word bearers. I technically have some Emperor's Children that are done as word bearers, as like a Slanesh tainted word bearers. And then for Horus Heresy, I've been putting together, like, very slowly. Like, I have, like, a bunch of individual Horus Heresy units. Basically, like, leader units and stuff. Like, I have elites and I have HQs. I really don't have much in the way of, like, a full, like, brick of tacticals. Which is also funny because I've been working on a different brick of tacticals. I mentioned that, like, I got the, I was given a bunch of Horus Heresy 1st edition stuff. Including these, like, Mark III suits, which I've been stripping paint from. So this is, like, what they all kind of roughly look like when I got them. And I was very lucky that whatever paint and primer they used fucking just slid off. Just, like, one overnight soak in, what's it called? LA's Totally Awesome. There we go. And there's like still some more stuff I got to work with. The barrels need drilled. Their helmets are apparently like these are 2-piece because I noticed some of them have kind of like a weird. They have a weird bit of like they're not built flat. Okay, camera froze. Camera froze and stuff like that. Oh yeah, I think that feels like it's like a million billion degrees. Well, maybe let me reactivate that. I think I need to actually like turn the heat down here. I think it's actually starting to get a bit warm. Good, because I've been freezing up. Okay, that should be good. Yippee! There we go. Oh, thank you for the hydrates. Well, the funny thing, at least for these, it's not even front and back. It's like split down the middle. Big stretch. Thank you. So yeah, I'm going to at least paint those guys up as... They were painted like somebody was going for Sons of Horus. And like, that's pretty cool. So I thought it'd be fun just to stick to that idea and just continue to make them Sons of Horus. It's like, I know you could do a very elaborate, like, you can do a bunch of allied detachments and stuff, but I'm like, it's 20 tacticals. It's 20 tacticals. What I'm going to do is just paint them as tacticals and just run them as tacticals and just say like, yo, though, these are my bros. They tag team with my main army and they've been fighting together for so long that they're like, yeah, no, we're bros for life. They're going to get a little bit of copper on there as well. Yeah, to be fair, I don't remember when the original Mark III bodies came out. It's definitely been a bit, and that's fine. I still the funny thing is I still have a bunch of the newer Mark IIIs, which I think I'm primarily going to use for like the for like special units, but also like for the Space Wolves 13th like company. I was like, if I need extra bodies for those, I could just use Heresy era bodies because that would be good, you know? Yeah, that's fair. I know they changed the helmets a bit. At least for what I'm using them for, that's probably not going to be the hugest deal because I tend to do a lot of helmet swaps and stuff. Oh yeah, Iron Warriors would make sense, especially because they got those new the new kits, like the little accessory kits. People have been doing like little like digital mock-ups of what those will look like with the like new accessory kits for the 40K stuff, and apparently it looks pretty good. So yippee, nice. Oh, is the ice and snow? Bad. It's getting better. It's getting better. But yeah, basically last week was a huge clusterfuck. I've basically been only able to live off of pizza for a while because that's just all I could really get. But I was able to get some groceries and stuff, and tomorrow I will be able to finally cook again. So yippee, 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 yippee. I love nutrition. I love health. I love not spending all my money on food. Love it. Right on there. I'm doing my little tarnished metal dry brush because it's like one of my favorite techniques to do when I'm lazy. It's good. It's like I do understand to some degree that my painting style has been affected by like how much like a lot of my painting style is dictated by what I do on stream, just like my stream habits kind of lead into how I paint. The Lamentor is scared, confused. Oh hell yeah, let's go. I do in my loyalist chapter of choice are Minotaurs, so it makes it extra funny. I keep running into a lot of very nice Lamentor people out there. I'm just like, I'm sorry my faction is max assholes, but it's also kind of why I like them. I kind of like that Minotaurs are huge pieces of shit. How you doing, Pig? How you doing? Howdy. Yeah, I'm just hoping. I would love if Word Bearers were throwing a bone as well. We'll find out. I like Word Bearers, but I think they're kind of like one of the less popular legions, even though I think they're really cool. I understand. I understand why, but I still like them, and I would love to see like some stuff. Not that it really matters, because I also got like 3D. In theory, I got besides like my screen replacement, I got a new build plate for my resin printer. So if things are going good, maybe just maybe, I'll actually get my fucking, I'm making the entire thing. Pushing copper onto iron is kind of a look. Like maybe that will be good. A little bit. But yeah, I can always just kind of make my own bits anyway. Stelio. Do I want to use like evil chrome and shit that I think would be good for stuff? Fuck is my evil chrome? There we go. Here we go. How you doing, Slut? Thank you. He's my very special rat. No, he doesn't. So this is the weird thing is I make lore in my head for my guys, but I actually like never name them, weirdly enough. It's not that like canonically he doesn't have a name. Like he like, you know. But like it's just that's for me, weirdly enough, the name is always the part I just don't like. I don't particularly spend a lot of time pondering. I'm just like, okay. The name will come to me when it comes to me. Oh. And then in the meantime, like I'll just continue to work everything else around it. So, but yeah, no, I don't have a formal name for him just yet. I assume that I'll just do the 40K thing of just look up a really cool Latin name and just beat it with a hammer until it just roughly fits the shape of what I want. An Ebony Dimension Darkness Raven Way. I mean, that does have some spice to it. You're joking, but also a little evil chrome as a treat. I gotta get a little bit more on the fucking plasma bullshit. Yeah, I mean, it's a weakness of mine that I have like big lore ideas. I say, how you doing, Shadow? How you doing? Welcome. Also, thank you for the 46 fucking months. Hell yeah. How you doing? Oh, I accidentally put this in the same area that I put my my tinting stuff. Okay, my oxide. There we go. But see, I haven't even like the idea of naming grill thralls. I understand. I would never do it. This isn't like oh, you fucked up. It's more like, huh, but I've never thought to name them. For me, my grill thralls are just entirely disposable. A bit of extra nubbins and all. To a certain degree, the detail on the nubbins will be kind of fixed once the washes go into play, but that's fine. Extra where I want. And... Yippee! There we go. Hey, how you doing, son? How you doing? Welcome. Acros is not a terrible name, actually. I might book that for later. Oh, that's fair. It's just like horrible wailing noises. The funny thing is actually thinking about using because like you can for 3rd edition you can run a lot of like what's it called? In 3rd edition you could run a lot of dudes as mutants or whatever. So I was like, oh yeah, I could just make like a word bearer that leads my Skaven when I want to run them as mutants. Like that could potentially be neat. That could be pretty legit. Yeah, this is a little detail that I'm like, oh yeah, I've basically done like no detail work on the fucking plasma gun, which is fine. But like it's just like this is what I'm talking about. Where it's like when I look at from a distance, I'm like, oh, he's like nearly done, and then I look at all these like little side bits, which actually they are, to be fair, getting like taken care of pretty quickly. But yeah, email it. Oh yeah. I think for me, I need to do more. I need to do like I said, I have some like very light lore with my Sultanate guys. I've also been I've been having devious thoughts for my Sultanate guys, just on a pure mechanical level. So here's the thing. With Sultanate, it's for House of Wisdom, it's possible to give one of your guys infiltrate, 2 of your guys infiltrate, which I'm going to do because one of my the Trench Crusade lady with the sniper rifle got the thing that she's got the high ground Anakin, she gets +2 to hit instead of +1. So it's like, okay, I can use the advanced cartography skill to give her infiltrate. I can give another model with a 32mm base. And I was like, what if I get a homunculus and give him a heavy flamethrower? I have the means to do so. I could give a homunculus a heavy flamethrower. I rolled very well on my patron skills. And that way, if he has it, like they're 55 to use, but like if I just deploy a homunculi deep into my opponent's backline and I barbecue it and it dies, that means I don't have to worry about losing a very expensive weapon. I just buy it back. And then I could just have him with strong just walk into the fray and set things on fire. I think that'd be cool. I haven't done it yet. I've not gotten my second game yet. And the thing I keep running into, my main issue is I keep running out of I'm already at money cap. It's going to get worse. I know it will. I know eventually the money is going to get even tighter. I want to give my main guy a fucking set of heavy machine armor because House of Wisdom also lets you borrow some stuff from New Antioch. So currently what I've been borrowing is a heavy machine armor from New Antioch and then a auto pistol from Trench Pilgrims. And then I rolled well on my borrow. And I rolled well on my patron skill so I can get the other guy, which I think I'm going to buy with the flamethrower. Which, all that's neat. How big is the word bear? Oh, God. Okay. The problem is, it's like, depending on where you go, like, it's one of those things that's like, oh, there's a flexible amount of points. Realistically, a lot of people play at 3,000 points, which is, like, a lot. It can really vary, though. Like, a 20-man stack of vanilla tacticals is, like, 200 points. But also, like, I don't remember how big this guy's going to be points-wise. I do think... I also tend to run a lot of my Heresy stuff in 3rd edition 40k. So, realistically, this guy might effectively just be, like, a funky Daemon Prince when I bring him onto the battlefield or whatever. Like, whatever works, really. A little bit of white in there. This is eventually going to be replaced with a glow effect. Number of units. Oh, that's what I'm saying. Like, it can vary a lot. You could technically bring Like, I think 2 squads at 20 tax is like pretty solid. And then like, depending on what you go from there, like I would want to do some Gal Vorback, which come at like roughly like 5. I agree, but for Mucius makes me think of like Mucus, and I think I would rather save that name for a Death Guard guy. Understandable though. But yeah, it's like I want to have 2 Mara Gauls, which I think are probably like, I don't know how many points those are. They're like basically Daemon possessed dreadnoughts that only word bearers have. But it's hard. To be fair, I've not purposely sat down and like fully mapped out my list yet. Mostly just because like I keep trying to build a list with only things I got painted, but actually getting a lot of the like rank and file dudes. Yeah, I really like that. I really liked those, like, it was like the Go Warhead people and like some other people do like these like little like 500 point thematic mini tournaments. And those are always really, really cool, but they're also like doing them in, I believe, Sweden or some nice European country. And I'm like, man, it's fucked up. It's fucked up. I did have a friend ask if I was going to go to Turnip Con, which is in May, which unfortunately the guild gets really busy around then. So I was like, I can't. I would love to, but I fucking can't. Also like flying and stuff like that. Just so many things I would like to do in this life. And the more I think about it, the more it's fucking money. It's cash monies. No, I think that's fair too. Especially like I'm kind of like okay with the idea that like unless like they like a model that's not like the one your army's based around can just like wait to like earn a name in battle. I think that's fair. That potentially be neat. The problem is I'm like stupid busy at all times. I felt bad. I got offered to do a Exalted game, and I was like, I just can't. Exalted is a buck-ass wild system, but I was like, I can't find time for this. Pain. Maximus Agro. There's probably honestly like an official Space Marine name that's not that far off. Like Space Marine names are really silly a lot of times. It'd be like that. It's fine. That's for me. That's kind of part of the charm. Just this upcoming week, now that I'm defrosted, I can go back to reading. I think Galaxy in Flames, the 3rd Heresy book, and then I'll take a break to read something else for a bit because I'm getting heresied out. I'm getting all heresied out right now. It's fine. It's just I think first like I understand that like the book 1 of the Heresy had a different author than the rest, and it feels weird. Like I know it's like one of those things that like I've looked into it and they're like, oh yeah, this is meant to be a mini series, and it just kind of, you know, became like an ungodly money printer, and I was like, oh, you know, that really explains a lot. Honestly, that explains a lot. Also, you want to see something really funny? I'm not going to be necessarily working a lot this stream, but like, so this chuckle fuck, right? I found out that recently that the dogs. Why do you got white paint? Oh no! Oh! Thank God! It's like got like powder or something on them. I found out that these are now on like the Lion Ginger Beer are now on 50mm bases. I spent the entire stream putting them on a 40mm, and I had to do a little bit of extra work just to like make them rise a bit. So I need to touch him up. I also kind of want to like. I don't think I'm going to stick with the idea of giving him like fur. It's not the end of the world really, but it is annoying. It's annoying. Oh god, yeah, the book's fucking like I've only played 2nd edition Exalted, but I own the 3rd edition Exalted book, and it's super heavy. Oh my god, it's such a big fucking book. So I'm just getting like around the eye a little bit. Also debating the idea of actually trying to go back and do like a little fleshy effect like around the neck. I think that's probably the way to go. Like I'm gonna basically do like my flesh mixture I did last time, but I'm probably not gonna like touch it up significantly crazy. A little bit of Evil Red, a little bit of like maybe a little bit of the Pale Ivory. There we go, Dark Ivory. There we go, something like that. It's all good. It's all good. get all else, no big deal. But yeah, but he luckily the new dude does fit on a 50mm base now. It's just very large. It's mostly that I just had to glue a smaller base to a bigger base, and then once I did that, it kind of worked out. Honestly, a lot of base conversion stuff is not like the biggest deal for me. It's just annoying when you're not expecting it. I'm just like, fuck. Because like originally it was on a what was it? It was on a like a cavalry base, and then they printed they made some models that just didn't look good on that. Like it was just like too big. And I assume the idea was to make it onto a like the 40mm base as an alternative because of just how bulky that was. And I wonder if that like if it was still too bulky and they just kind of like moved it up. Because I think a 50mm base does make them, I believe, the biggest dog. Yeah, at least now when I look into the thing, I no longer see the option. It's just like you gotta, and that's fine. You know, the changes from a demo to the real thing is not like that big of a deal. Oh god, I gotta get fucking in there. I don't know, one day after I painted him, renounced the scene. It'd be like that. It'd be like that. Well, the thing is, like, you know, I think it's still cool, though, because your guys will still look more like your own. Like, ever since I worked on my, what's it called? My fucks. My, what's their fucking name? My Swiss Guard, there we go. Ever since I did my own custom Swiss Guard, and, like, people have made Swiss Guard models since then. I think mine still look pretty solid, and they're, like, you know, they're mine. They're my special lads. No one else has Swiss Guard that quite look like mine. I'm okay with that. But like a fleshy bit of the face. I think he's also got some like teeth or some glow stuff right there, which I'll probably touch up later. But for right now, I just like paint a little bit of. There we go. So, like that shows he's got like a little flesh lump, and then we got these little bits tucked in. I'll probably touch up the metal around the edges later. This is something I should have did earlier, but it's fine. That's why I'm fixing this now. Yippee. How you doing, Nintendo? How you doing? Oh, no, yeah, the quest for brain chemicals, I totally understand. Totally understand. Yeah, there are many, like, exactly. The funny thing is, Swiss Guard actually don't use very many infantry guys. They'll mostly use, like, mercenaries and, like, elites, or, like, bigger elites, or, like, bigger troops, like fucking, shock troopers and stuff. So my actual yeomen are probably never going to get used. Except I do kind of want to also use them as, what's it called? The bloody one. Red Brigade, there we go. So they'll probably be more useful there. Yeah, a little bit. This is another one I was like... Really drippy, but it turned out pretty legit. Yippee. This is the kind of stuff where I'm just like, oh god, there's like so many little bits. A little bit with some red. It's not too bad. Get little bits. I guess I also figure anything I leave out will just be like functionally like a chip in the armor, so it's not gonna be too bad. Those would be kind of fun. Oh, there we go. Mecha Break. Why does Mecha Break sound super familiar? I'm blanking on that. Is that a TRPG thing or is that a like video game? I feel like it's a video game, but I can't remember why. So you got a little skull there, and then the other little skull is creepy. Yeah, I think adding evil chrome to little bits and pieces is also going to help with a tiny bit of differentiation. I can add like a little nub in there. Oh yeah, I should also probably go and just get some of the white in there. Next week the biologist just came out. Hey, let's go. Like once again, I don't think the biologist is like setting the world on fire, but I mean it's hey, I'm glad in their most dire hour of need, the church came through with Guy with Big Cutter. I just finished mine up and I need to film it and whatnot, but I also need to like tweak some other stuff. Like I said, I've been working on getting... I don't know, like... I can't grab one of these guys because they're in like a different room, but I've been doing that thing. So how you doing, Marvin? How you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I've been doing that thing where you take like a texture paste and put it on the base and then sprinkle it with sand. And I'm going to cover that sand with Mod Podge. So I'm going very economical for all of the basing on my guys because I just know, I know that they're just kind of, you know, whatever, dudes. Realize I would like, do I want those to also glow? Got a bunch of white out when I put go get some here, just add a little bit of color variety, and I'm gonna paint the vents white because I love glow good, glow so good. Gorgeous women are wrestling my beloved. No, I've not watched anything with that kind of glow. I just kind of think of like that's like one of those like acronyms that just kind of pops in my head after a while. I also do wonder how many of these like little mistake things I found will just kind of buff out once I do the enamel wash. I'm sure it'll happen. Oh, the tube time will be glorious. Actually, tube time's probably now. So a lot of the brushes I washed are still pretty good. My goop though is like I think become like weird. So like I might try to get some more of the brush goop because I think there's like something off with mine. Like besides the fact that it came in dry. Like, it wasn't goop, it came in as a solid. When I introduced water, it just kind of became, like, strange. Like, it was, like, chunky. I guess I haven't opened it in a bit. Maybe it's reconstituted as goop after I've introduced some water to it. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. I want to do, like, a little... But, yeah, actually, I do want to do the Great Hunger. I will be continuing to work on... So, I was originally going to do Great Hunger, like, with Lord of Tumors, and, like, this is going to be, like, my Butcher Night. I'm planning on actually painting those guys on Tuesday, because I, like, sometimes, like, if a model just sits on my desk for a while, I'm like, I should finish that. I was originally going to do those as the campaign that I'm in, because nobody was wanting to do Grail. Grail was sort of just, like, ignored, and I was like, okay, you know what? Like, whenever I join, like, a TRPG group or anything that I'm not DMing, I do tend to gap fill like a motherfucker. If somebody's like, well, we need like a wizard, or we need like a tech guy, or we need like a face, or just really anything along those lines. If there's ever like, we need X and no one wants to play X, I will play X. So I was like, oh, no one's playing Grail. I mean, I like Grail, so it's not like it was like pulling teeth or anything. You know, Grail was the faction I started Trench Crusade with. I was like, okay, you know, I'll play Grail. I'll do so. This will give me an excuse to work on some Great Hunger guys. That will be fun. And then by the time I started getting them, like, you know, I did the stream where I painted them. I didn't finish them, but I got like reasonably good progress. People were like, JK, actually, we wanted like we found like 3 newbies and they all want to play Grail. So I'm like, oh, okay. Who do people not want to play? And the answer is Sultanate. So I was like, okay, I like Sultanate once again. I think Sultanate's neat, and I will gap fill. And there's currently one person running, I believe, great like regular. I think they're going Vanilla Sultanate, and then I'm going House of Wisdom because I fucking love alchemy, bros. It's so good. It's so good. I love alchemy. I love buying other people's power armor and other goods. It's so nice. It's so fun. It is honestly the good shit. So right now I have only gotten 1 game in just because of inclement weather, and I hope to fix that. Yeah, like I do want to build a hag. Here, let me show you. I do have some ideas. Oh, hold on, got a little overboard, which I think at this stage I can kind of like wipe that up. Yeah, there we go. That there. I mean, this is also going to be like a glowy reactor thing anyway, though, so it's like if there's any spillover, it's not the end of the world. But I do want to get a little bit more brightness on this, and I'll show you. Because I've been waiting on my 3D printer to get fixed to do, because to get this project done. Here, there we go. All right, I can show you while he's doing a little dry, some of the stuff I got going on. So, there we go. So so for my Greg, I got this guy. He is, I think, I forgot what mini manufacturer makes him. I also need to do a little bit of extra cleaning up. But I got this guy from, like, I think every now and then I'll just get like free samples on my mini factory. And I was like, this is cool. So I'm going to take him, and I got a bunch of these eggs that I use for all my grill stuff from Bestiarum. I'm going to put a bunch of them on his back, make a little platform where like the leg will sit, and then just put some cork there, and then put a bunch of the eggs and some body parts and stuff like that. And then for the hag, let me grab my hag. Tell me I shouldn't yank out my hag in public, but here we go. So, I'm getting like, oh fuck. I need to start moving my bits. I'm accidentally like running them over with a chair, and I shouldn't do that. Okay, so this is a bunch of bits. This is like some Bestiarum like altars and stuff. Bestiarum legs. The body is the ass of a like a G-dubs, like kind of like fly, like what the fucking Huscoil Blightlords have a big old bug with this ass that I just decided to cut around the side and sort of make into a head. And the reason I've been holding off on this is because I want to have like an infested preacher dude sitting on top. And I have the model in mind for it. It's just that he happened to like get caught in my great printer like freeze for a while. So this is going to be my hag when all's said and done. So like I have stuff for like a more like traditional Great Hunger. I've been just kind of putting that off for a bit. Like it'll probably happen, but my idea going into the campaign was like when I was thinking about going Grail, my plan was just to do I was going to do a Lord of Tumors with the putrescence thing that lets you just instantly like get like a 12-inch charge. I was like, that would be cool. So I wanted to do that, and then I also was trying to max out. I got the two Butcher Knights. They didn't have any like ranks or anything on them because, you know, I just didn't have enough money. Butcher Knights with like some heavy weapon bullshit, and then two of these guys who are going to be my like eventually whatever the proprietary corpse guard is. Yeah, because like I was already going with the idea for my Grail that a lot of it was about like sort of like, I know bug infestation things I think also have a lot more to do with the Path of the Beast, but I don't care. I was doing this before Path of the Beast lore became common knowledge. But yeah, I'm going with the idea that a lot of my Grail is based on like kind of like insects and whatnot. So as far as I can tell, it can. Like, I don't think there's any reason it couldn't wear the armor to fly, assuming you're able to buy it. So yeah, my original list was going to have like 5 elites to start with, so I'd start raking in EXP really, really quickly and just kind of go from there. So how you doing, Noodles? Welcome, welcome, welcome. How you doing? How you doing? I'm working on my fat fuck, and he's turning out pretty good actually. Love my large lad. Gotta like find little bits, and I'm like, oh, this is missing like a tiny little bit of metal. I can go back and get that. It's bits and pieces. I think most of it is more like the opposite, and that there's like little chips of metal that I need to fix, but there's like certain angles I'm like, aha, if I look at this angle, I can actually see that there's like little metal bits I gotta get. Reintroduce some like metal scraps and whatnot. The Iron Lungs movie. So I'm gonna be honest. I have not played Iron Lung. I have not watched a single Markiplier video in my entire life. However, as somebody who likes people like doing their own thing and going to sort of like, you know, I think it's really cool. I think it's extremely cool that basically he could sort of like self-fund a movie that is doing very well. Now, if he wasn't Markiplier, would the movie do nearly as well? No, but that's fine, you know. It's a very neat grassroots movie compared to like whatever's usually kind of going on in Hollywood. I think that's neat. I think that's a very cool thing that he's doing. Will I go watch it? I don't know. I don't really go to the theater very much, even for movies I really, really want to watch, so probably not. But I do like what he's doing. I do like what he's doing. Favorite horror movie? This has been really okay. Like I said, I don't know if it's good, and for me, I don't even care necessarily. Once again, I just think the fact that he's like like fighting the establishment, but like, you know, by doing it by releasing a movie on his own. And it sounds like he's already made his money back like 3 times. I know it's not entirely like a money thing, but it's a proof of concept that a lot of other people, like people and studios could be like, huh, maybe we don't need to have people slave over computers making like these gigantic CGI blockbusters that no one gives a shit about, that have budgets of like $1 billion and makes like $1.1 billion and then nobody likes them. But the cycle must continue because that is what target audience would like, you know? It holds a record of, oh, okay, that's a nice statistic. That's a nice statistic. Yeah, I think it's very, very neat. I'm gonna be honest, I think Mr. Beast likely won't make a movie because considering how the guy is just, his brain is just a machine that makes money. Like, and I don't mean that as like an aspirational way. It's like, I don't feel like Mr. Beast is a person. Mr. Beast is basically like a capitalism elemental that exists to make YouTube worse. So like, I feel like if Mr. Beast thought that making a movie would make him money, he would have done so, like, a long time ago. And to be fair, famously, movies made by creators were kind of like money holes. Like, I'm vaguely aware that the Angry Video Game Nerd basically kind of like fucked his shit up because he decided to make a movie. Now, well, that maybe things will change. Maybe unfortunately there will be a Mr. Beast movie now that, like, you know, Iron Lung did pretty good. I'm not jazzed at that idea, but also like that would not surprise me in the slightest, you know? Not worried about Warhammer compliment. Like I said, no guarantees or promises that I would go watch it, but like I am slightly more intrigued about the fake blood and all that, you know? Yeah, I mean, like, you know, when it comes to stuff like, I don't know, I do feel like sometimes when people online talk about like communism stuff, I do slowly see myself turn into Monopoly Man. But there legitimately are things where it's like fucking him and just like people that release garbage and make the world worse that I'm just like, I dislike. I strong dislike. I would love, yeah, like I said, I would love for him to make a movie and go bankrupt. But like I said, realistically, I also unfortunately think that a Mr. Beast movie would sell well. I'm pretty sure he's just crunched the numbers though and realized that making a Mr. Beast movie would not make enough money to justify making a Mr. Beast movie. If anything, what he would probably do is like make a series of YouTube videos about him making a Mr. Beast movie. And that would probably do pretty well. I do think, listen, unfortunately there are people that will watch a lot of garbage out of spite. So I do think if Mr. Beast made a movie, people would watch it. I would love to say otherwise, but I don't think that's true. I think if Mr. Beast made a movie, I think a bunch of like irony poisoned people would absolutely go watch a Mr. Beast movie along with everybody's like 11-year-old cousin. I actually don't even know if like kids like Mr. Beast. I assume somebody does because like whenever I open YouTube in like an incognito tab, it's a lot of his shit. But like I've also not ran into like a Beast head, if that makes any sense. I have to imagine it's a kid's thing. Because like think about it, it's like the guy is like ludicrously. I know he does that thing where he's like, I actually don't have very much money, but it's all tangled up in like assets and like very favorable loans and whatnot. So he has money, even if he just claims he doesn't. But like, but yeah, I've never heard of like an adult Mr. Beast fan. I never found like some like frat bro who fucking loves Mr. Beast. I don't think it's real. Oh yeah, no, there were 3 Fred movies. I'm vaguely aware, because like the thing is, I vaguely remember Fred, but also like, I did not watch a lot of early YouTube. I watched a lot of people who would go to YouTube on like Albino Black Sheep and like Newgrounds and stuff. So, but like really early YouTube, I wasn't really there for it. Like I missed out on like, I told you that I dodged a Game Grumps bullet because a friend of mine told me to check out Game Grumps, and I watched him play Glover, and I had a fucking aneurysm. So I missed out on a lot of stuff like that, you know? Oh yeah, I do love it that like I don't know what the current state of Pippa is, but like I did enjoy her very much grilling Mr. Beast over fucking anime of all things. I was like, good for her. Good shit. Yeah, that's how because like the less money you have on you, the less taxes you really got to pay, and you can kind of write off a lot of shit. So like a lot of also the thing is too, when you're wealthy, things I unironically get cheaper. That sounds insane, but like think about the idea that like you're ungodly rich, and you go to like a club where rich people are known to hang out. You think you're gonna pay to enter that club or pay for drinks? God no, they're gonna let you in for free, and they're gonna probably give you shit for free. With the idea that like they'll probably be like you know, I scratch your back, you scratch mine kind of dealio, you know? Like you can pay on credit, but you might not even have to pay ever, really. Yeah, I think he was just trying to like it also it looks good to like people who don't know better when you're like, you know, I may look wealthy, but I actually don't have a lot of money. I got X and Y money, because like a lot of people just won't question that. They'll be like, oh man, it's hard being a YouTube guy. And I'm not gonna, it is. I don't even mean like his style of YouTube guy. I mean, just like making money on YouTube is just hard anyway. But like, he's full of shit. Mind you, this is choir preaching, etc., etc., etc. But still, you know. Yeah, it's like I said, for me, Mr. Beast exists in that same sort of place as like Mark Zuckerberg, where it's like he's not really a person. Like he's like, I mean, I know Mark Zuckerberg's trying to be like, I'm cool, I'm hip, but like if you really kind of like hear from them, a lot of times they just aren't like really there. They're just kind of like, unfortunately, that kind of person is really good at making money, and because of that, they have a lot of influence. But it was really just like, yeah, they are just elementals that exist just to collect money. They are just embodiments, like the what's it called? Like, it's like that fucking, what's it fucking called? It's the fucking it's a little bit from Cruelty Squad, where you're a like flesh automaton powered by like synapses or whatever, severed from the divine light of God. Like that kind of thing, unironically. They're like that in like a secular sense. Like it is, they are a collection of neurons that are designed evolutionarily well to collect money. Yeah, warp manifested capital, like greater capital. Great uncling one, but for like Daddy Warbucks from fucking Annie, but like I forget what Daddy Warbucks in Annie actually did for money. I'm sure there's probably some like edgy take on Annie where they reveal that like he actually was like some like crazy like war criminal or whatever, but I don't know. Yeah. So welcome back, Solette. Welcome. Yeah. I think it also too. Playing platinum and he died on the first boss. Oh, yeah, no, it was like that. Like I said, I couldn't watch. Legitimately, my friend was like, "How? Come on, they're pretty cool." I couldn't watch it. It was honest to God painful to watch them play. Like to watch him play Glover, a game that I beat when I was like fucking like 8. And I'm like, you are two grown men. You are two grown men. You should be able to like tag team this video game that was made for babies on the N64, and it wasn't like that. It was a stupid void kitty. You know what? That's fair. The cat's got you. The cat's got you. Time to learn to paint with your toes. But I mean, that is also true. That like I do also think about this. Like, you know, this is not me coping, but like I don't think I got a brain built for just like endlessly acquiring money. And like some people do, and like for me, like the idea of like money is cool because it gets me things that I want. But I do think there is a type of person that's like, yeah, no, they are the dragon. The having the money is just the goal, and that anything that comes around with that, where it's like the idea of like making art or just like improving your community, fellow man, whatever, like that's secondary because like the money be there. The money is the thing. I figure out what I want to do. No, he's got the tube, and I think the tube's fine. I don't know, I might continue to fuck around. Dollars when it takes investment. Some people do that, unironically. They'll do shit like that, and like I said, it doesn't. My brain will never make sense of that, but also like. A little bit of rough iron too. It's gonna add a little bit of extra, just like very, very boring metals to this, just to add like a little bit of extra detail. Then I need to add some glow along the sides as well. Probably glow on the middle and then glow on these side cables. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. I do miss getting like having like a cat stop me from moving. Like when I'll play cards at a friend's house and he has a cat there and I'll just sit on my lap when I play. And I don't want to kick her off, but until she starts like actively like biting my dice, I'm like, okay, you gotta go on the floor now. I'm sorry, you're adorable, but I cannot. Oh yeah, I think by that metric, Baskin Robbins is. But the thing is also too, it's weird thinking like. I don't know. I like I said, my brain is not built for endless money acquisition. The idea of like, I really like the idea of a business that does something cool and then like it maintains itself to keep doing cool things. Like, you know, people have very reasonable gripes at Steam sometimes with like how they like occasionally will just like censor a game or whatever, or just like do something weird. But overall, Steam is really cool. As a business, they offer something that no one really else does. They gave like every now and then, like the most people seem to attack Steam is like Gaben's got a fucking yacht. Like, yeah, it's a research vessel. Also, I'm okay with Gaben having a yacht. He did it. He did the thing. Goods were exchanged for services, and I am very happy with that. Steam is nice. I enjoy Steam greatly. How you doing, Spork? How you doing? Leviathan Dreadnought. I don't. I do have the Saturnine Dread that's just currently sitting unassembled in the big Saturnine box pile that I'm sure I'll get around to one day. That'll probably eventually happen. It's just weirdly, out of everything in the Saturnine box, the big centerpiece model is kind of like my I'm like, that'd be cool, I guess. That's also true. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot about the Epstein email stuff on Twitter, and it's like, oh boy, it's a lot to take in. It's a lot to fucking take in. Like, yeah, no, Gabe, go to international waters and look at like penguins all day. Fuck yeah, let's go. That's so much better. That's so much better than like literally anything else. But as far as like the Daros and Leviathans and stuff, I do not have any of those. Yeah, it's kind of a weird thing. Like, I don't really want to bring it up a huge amount because I don't think there's anything I could really add over than like the word damn. Like shit sucks. So like I'm okay with Gaben getting the big old fucking like research yacht. Like, fuck yeah, let's go. Good job, Gaben. Good job. Ice cream, they can, yeah. I don't know, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's like I like the old mind you, this is also potentially just kind of like a pipe dream thing. I was just like, I like the idea of making a cool thing, and then you get money for making cool thing, and you use that money to make other cool things. I don't need Jesus fucking Christ is also appropriate to add to that. Exactly. Fair. But it's like I really don't need see the idea of like, you know, if they make 12 million, make more money than they lose, and they get, and you know, they bring ice cream into the world. Mind you, I'm kind of neutral on Baskin Robbins. I actually don't know if I've had a Baskin Robbins in a while. Like little tube bits on the side. I don't know how much tube I want to worry about though. To be fair though, you know. I don't know. As a marching. I think so, yeah. It's also funny because I want to do Marigal dreads, and those things are basically like horrible demon dreads that legitimately everyone hates. Like, interesting. It's like these central bits are going to glow. I also like theoretically should not put these on prior to this, but that's also fine. Like, I'm gonna be doing an enamel wash, and this will kind of like shade some of this down, but I've kind of found that I like the way that looks. So we're just gonna keep that like just keep giving that a go. But yeah, no, the Marigals like we'll have to march alone because literally anytime anything is near a Marigal that's like Psyker or Demon, which I think includes other Marigals. I need to double check. They get really upset. Like it's they scream in there. Oh no, so Marigals are back to a bad place. I'm cool. I'm glad you're cool. Hell yeah. I'm glad you're cool now. Yippee. What's it called? Marigals are kind of similar to Hellbrutes. It's so like a lot of stuff that word bearers had early in the Heresy are effectively like, I would argue, better versions of stuff that would happen post-Heresy. So, like, a Gal Vorbak in lore is functionally a possessed, but it's a possessed that just kind of, like, entered proper symbiosis with the host, which let it be, like, really cool and powerful and stuff, but that also is, like... Basically, a lot of the stuff that word bearers were getting are kind of like that, like the drug dealer, like the first dose is free. So yeah, so like when other people tried to do the Gal Vorbak thing, you just got chaos possessed. You didn't get like perfect synergy Gal Vorbak. Not that like a possessed that's fully in tune with the host is like impossible in 40k. It's just very unlikely because a lot of times like possessed are just a very short-sighted deal. Somebody's like, I fucking hate my commander. I'll let you ride on my body if you let me punch them real hard. And the demons will be like, fuck yeah, let's go, buddy. But then also like Mara Gauls were effectively you would take one of these Gal Vorbak and you would put one of them into a dreadnought shell. And between the fact that technically by falling in battle, they sort of lost their they sort of failed their kind of potential to the dark gods, but also like, you know, nobody in Chaos typically wants to be in a dreadnought. That's just like the reoccurring Chaos theme of like, oh god, why'd you put me in a dreadnought? You fucker, get me out of here. Maragals are basically just like a screaming wound on reality. They're basically like a super juiced up dread, Hellbrute kinda. But they also like really don't exist in modern 40k, so it'd be like that. This is going to be unfortunately very messy, especially near the bottom, but I just don't have a good angle. This is that little bit where it's like maybe I fucked up a bit by getting into there, but I also have to imagine that once the glow stuff starts happening, it's not gonna be like the biggest dealio. Come on, dude. Yeah, that's true. That is also kind of the point where it's like, yeah, no, there's been some tech that's improved since a Heresy, but like a lot of times, yeah, I think things have regressed for sure, which I think is neat. Like you don't really see Saturnine armor like walking around as much in 40k. No, a lot of it is because it's the same way that the way G-Dubs does retcons are kind of like two different ways. And I mean this isn't like, oh yeah, this is a new unit. They're like, how long has this unit existed? Oh, the entire time. And you're like, but how? It's like, yeah, it's because, you know, it's always been here. Fuck you. Like, Heresy's got the opposite of it's like, oh yeah, no, it was in the past, but you know, it got all fucked up. This guy's got like very, very little teeth. I can kind of see. I did a little bit of dry brushing. I think we're just gonna mix like a little bit of that pink back into the... Get that nut, get like a nut. Also, like, it's got like a little scrunchy eye that I could maybe do some shit with, but oh no, he's got like two little holes I can make into little eye glows or whatever. So yeah, I'll give that a go. But yeah, it's also kind of fun because I've been doing my Heresy guys as like an extension throughout the ages. I somehow totally missed that. Wow, hold on. I'm bringing this close to my face so I can hit like very... Oh, okay. I love how I dropped it and then I could see the little bits of the baking soda that was on there previously. So yeah, so there's like a third eye over there. A lot of times what I will do with this is that like I'll purposely get over the eyes and I'll just go back and touch it up later with like the original red. So it's gonna look a little splotchy. Yeah, I don't mind it either, honestly. Because like a lot of times it's just like, yeah, it's fine. I understand at the end of the day they're a toy company and they're gonna release new toys, so like it was always here what you talking about. It's like fine. I kind of would almost rather than that than the Primaris, which will have like that kind of whole crazy backstory thing or whatever. Don't drop it. I'm allowed to drop it as a treat. Fuck, oh, that got farther up over the head. He's a little sponge, maybe. What? He is here. Hello, cat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah. Yeah, they have grav tanks and they don't have grav tanks and they got grav tanks again. The circle of stuff. I was originally debating if I wanted to do the horn glowy as well. Like, he's got this little horn breaking loose, and I think I might actually just paint that gray like the tube. I think that's probably going to look a bit better. I don't want to, I realize that the more attention I draw to it with like a lighter shade, the less I like it on this model. So if I dial it back to like tube color, I think it's going to be fine. Also, I've also realized that this palm should not be metal. That palm should be tube. I'll get that fixed as well. Yeah. I think faces are good. Like they're rough to paint, but definitely when you nail them, it does feel really, really good. So I feel you on that. Tubular. Yeah. I think I kind of like the thing is for me, it's like I found that the lore implementation of Primaris was incredibly clumsy, but I don't typically hate the models. Like I've been places on the internet that people were making true scale marines. There are still people making true scale marines. Like models that look like extra true scale. Like people were making true scale marines that were just slightly taller, and I've seen people make ones that are like true scale Saturnines that are just like bigger than your entire fucking house. Like kind of exaggerating, but not really. It's like absolute big fuckers. So the idea of if they would have just been like, hey, here's bigger marine. They come in squads that are going to be easier for your baby brother to play because unfortunately, Space Marines get relegated to be the beginner's army because, they are. They're the ones that have like very little bits of exposed skin. They have like very bright colors and a lot of guides, and it's, they didn't have rules that really matched that, but now they do. It'd be like that. You got. Let that dry. I'm gonna still have to do a bunch of touch-up stuff. Let's see. First-gen Space Marines. I don't think it's a prove me wrong thing. I think canonically they've been functionally first-gen Space Marines for a while. Like I'm pretty sure if you check like the Mark 1 armor, that's Thunder Warrior armor. Like I don't think that's even a game theory. I think that's a game fact. Like, I need to double check on it because, like, everything 40k lore, there's, like, a million contradictions, and, like, I could also totally be misremembering things, but I think that's right. A French redwood. A Genus sequoia. God, it fucking runs in your family, doesn't it? Of course it does. I mean, fair. Yeah. For me, the tactical Primaris look stupid. I really like the Blade Guard. I love it when Space Marines have a really knightly aesthetic. I think all of the Blade Guard Primaris really, really work for me. I just don't happen to own any just because they don't get, what's it called? No one runs in my family. Okay, that's a good one. But like I think it's fine. Like I think those are the good ones. Prove me wrong. I don't think, like I said, I don't think that's anything wrong to prove. I'm pretty sure that, like, explicitly, Thunder Warriors are more or less Mark 1 Space Marines. Or at least their armor is considered to be, like, Mark 1. Just left I am free. Now, but however, you are no longer free. Now you're forced to paint. Now you must paint. You said it yourself that you're like, man, I like to paint, but this cat's on me. Well, cat's off, motherfucker. Time to paint. Also, JAV Idol 69. Excellent fucking name. Mwah, chef's kiss. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the workshop. How you doing? I'm currently working on my Saturnine Praetor. It is certainly going. I'm in that stage where there's like little itty bitty imperfections I need to like unfuck up. I would have loved to do this in sub-assemblies, but the Saturnine kits are not super built for those, so I'm just gonna weep instead. But yeah, how you doing? You smart eye. That's what you want as a parent, though, right? Like, objectively as a parent, the idea that your kid is, like, smarter than you is, like, mission accomplished. It's like, that's how, like, society continues to move forward and whatnot. Like, if your kid was dumber than you, it'd be like, oh, no, I fucked up. And I don't think you did fuck up. I think you did good. Everything you've mentioned about Jay Jr., Jingleheimer Smith or whatever. But like, seems to be pretty positive. So good shit. Good shit. Hey, how you doing? How you doing, friendo? How you doing, friend? Yeah, I'm basically doing the Power X combo. Talking about canonical things. Usually when it comes down to it is that your average person who is like, people will just watch stuff, even for like games and stuff that they've not played or books they haven't read. And like, I'm not going to act like I'm innocent on that. Pigment alchemy by a paint maker. Oh, you're talking about the people who grind the pastels and do their own weathering that way, or do you mean a different kind of pigment alchemy? Or just like using like weathering pigment stuff. Either way, it's the good shit. It's the good shit. How you doing? How you doing? So many little bits to do. But yeah, no, legitimately a lot of YouTube is packaging things that people don't want to like experience themselves, or just like sort of just putting it into like a bite-sized form. Like they're like, just think of just like how many lore channels there are for like Warhams for people who will never do anything like that. Oh God. Okay. Like that sounds really cool. I would never do that. That like not that there's anything wrong. I'm just saying like that's a lot. That's a lot to do. It's fucking impressive though. For good shit. How you doing, Celia? How you doing? How you doing? Legitimately, yeah. I still find it like, so I ended up rating the Monument Hobby people because they're on Twitch. So I was like, oh shit, nice. And the guy was just like, yeah, I invented, like, we invented the titanium white just on stream. And I was just like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, not that I thought they were lying. I'm just like, you developed a paint midstream that you just like sell as a core part of your, what the fuck? Like that's just fucking nutty. I was like, that's a crazy shit. A little bit back. Up a little bit. Where's the streamers that provide sexual content? You know where to find them. You do not need me. You do not need me to guide you that way. What's called after good jam session? I'm trying to say I try to think of some other paints that would be a good reference for me at the gym, and that would be good. Bit of red on there. Let's see. Need to find once again. Just need to find like little areas that like. I got a little red on there, but I figured a little bit was going to get on there, not too much. Steward of the Stain. Wait. Who the fuck is the Steward of the Stain? That name does not ring a bell. Very ominous, but also like I'm not immediately catching who that is. Yeah, I'll paint a robot at some point. A robot, fucking rat. God damn it! I'm gonna lose my I paint rats like super duper hard. I have seen the new Mechanicum kits though. They do look really neat. They're not gonna hit the table anytime soon, you know. Asmongold. Send them form, Jesus Christ. A little bit on there. Mr. Pigments. Oh, gotcha. Oh, here I'll look them up because they do seem neat. Let's see how to make oil washes correctly. I do like oil washes. I'm curious what's his take on that. Yeah, Space Works. I think overall I've enjoyed the Heresy books I've read, but I also, like I said, I mostly stick to Chaos books, though I've been a bit less picky on that over the years, just because there's some other cool shit I want to read. Like a little gray tube around there. I found painting them kind of dull. No, that's fair. It's something that I kind of notice is a lot of people who like orcs are really into the kit bashing idea, but then when it comes to actually painting the orcs, it's pain, and I don't blame them. Orcs have a lot of like stuff that can be like, if you're painting boys, a lot of time it's like, you know, pants, shirt, whatever, a gun. But then you get into like the more complex things. You're like, oh god, if I paint one more checkerboard, I'm gonna lose my goddamn mind. Like that is kind of a thing to some degree. Get a little bit more on there. That's also true. Okay, that's also fair. I love doing rust and scraps and stuff like that, but like if you don't, orcs are not going to be a good time for you. I think it would be fun to have a high elf version of me, but I don't even do high elves. Like ages ago, Lore Master Sotek, as part of like basically, I think he needed a purple sun for a tournament, and I sent him mine, and he sent me back an unassembled purple sun, and then like a one of the high elf like guys on a dragon. And I've been sitting on that for a while. I've been trying to strip the paint from it. I just like recently I was like, what if I just put like a chaos guy on there and make it a fucking chaos lord on dragon? And I was like, oh yeah, that actually like might activate the neurons in a way that I wanted to finish that. And I was like, would he mind though? Would he feel bad? I was like, he wasn't painting it anyway. It's not like Lore Master hates chaos either, so I was like, that might be something I might do. Oh, camera froze. Emmerich, thank you. Hey, listen, I have a bunch of brown. Like, brown paint is so good. I think I own more shades of brown paint than I do any other. It's just really how it goes. It can't just be dry brushed away. Yeah, fucking, like, Poxwalkers had that too. Where I'm like, why did you make such a detailed model that is going to be, like, a horde thing? And, like, you can kind of grime them up to get away with it, but it's still, like, it's still a lot. Yeah, I think it's Emmerich though. I think it's Emmerich. I'm just like, you know what? It's like here. So here's the thing, because like, let me get a little bit of red on this guy's face real quick. That's what I'm talking about. Like sometimes for eyes, I'll just, or like other bits, I'll just paint over, and I'll go back and I'll just kind of touch it up a wee bit. I don't have this super worry too much. Okay. Oh, I think it kind of did the opposite and blend in. Hold on. Oh god, yeah, no, I didn't even think about painting Kroot. Yeah, no, that sounds like it could be hell. That's not too bad. Like Kroot are one of those guys that like every now and then I'm like, you know what? It'd be fun to have Kroot, and then I'm like, oh wait, no. That's like that's like basically an entire army already. Because like I don't have Tau. And I don't think I ever will. I think like I've enjoyed Tau in the books I've read, but like not enough to like really get me to like pick them up. Here, let me grab a guy real quick. So in that big box of bullshit. I got this. I got this motherfucker. Oh, he's not actually visible right now. Like, look at this unit. And I'm like, damn. He's Stanson. I can just put him on the dragon, give him some weapons. This actually feels weird. I have another one of these. I wonder if there's like a way I could like make him into a ring. I'm sure this is not like meant. It's also like, you know, not particularly big. I would just like to have just like a full ring set up and like, yeah, peep the jewelry, and it's just like a fucking chaos. Come on, G-Dubs, you gotta step it up. You gotta step up your marketing. Clearly, I know what's going on. Oh, there, I know. That sounds probably slowly poison me. Also probably true, yeah. I can prime them, I guess. What are they doing? I was getting a little bit more red on the head. There we go. Yeah, I got two of them with that stance, and I was like, you know what? I could just slap that motherfucker on the dragon. And that would be kind of perfect. I was like, that would be kind of perfect. And that's pretty legit. Oh, that sounds great. The most powerful pimp slap. I feel like at G-Dubs, I don't know. G-Dubs merch is really weird. I feel like every couple of days they release like a new Heckin' Chungus, like stuffed animal version of like an existing model, which is very funny. I am not the target audience for those, but people who like them seem to like them a lot. So I'm like, okay, you know, good for them. Shooter Mountain Minis, yeah, exactly. I'm going to use a slightly brighter red and just kind of like hit some of the raised areas with this. I think it'll eventually just kind of blend. Oh, hold on. Okay, hold on. This one's got a little bit. I need to do a dark color. this is one of those things that I assume that eventually when I go and like, you know, I'm going to take the full 360 shot of this, and it's either going to like, none of the areas I'm worried about are going to actually be visible, or I'm just going to find like one area where the light hits me. Sometimes they do. Like the thing to also kind of think about too is that also a lot of people who like the plushies, like, you know, a lot of like, you know, Warhammer is big enough that like just the audience of people who like the models is sort of like I don't think that they're the like minority or anything, but like, you know, there are people that just like the lore and like read the books or play the games, and for them, like, you know, the idea of like getting like a fucking like little Skaven plushie is like, oh, there we go. Or like, you know, some people do just also like plushies. So for them, it's like, yeah, I'll take a little plushie in addition just to all my other bullshit. So what happened is I was originally a Death Guard guy, and I still do like Death Guard a lot, but like, I made the classic rookie mistake of reading the first Heretic, and I really like them. I really like the way the word bearers were like very flawed, but they also had like reasons to be angry. I liked their fall to chaos, and I love the way they handle chaos. Like, you guys kind of know the typical like, chaos thinks it has control over me, that I'm its puppet, but actually I am the super coolest guy who can manipulate chaos. How everybody, like, you know, Iron Warriors and Sons of Horus and like / Black Legion, but that's like a very common thing where it's like, oh, I'm actually too cool for chaos, and they don't realize that like they're being manipulated. It's like, no, dipshit, everyone thinks that. I like the word bearers that they don't do that, that they're like, fuck yeah, I love chaos. I love chaos. I love Lorgar. I love rituals. I love demons and shit. It's great. I love it. I love that they love it. Yeah. Classic rookie mistake indeed. But like also, I also like Lorgar as a Primarch. I know he's not a common one to like because a lot of people like to treat Primarchs basically as like Shonen Jump characters where they power scale the fuck out of them. But I like Lorgar a lot as a character. He's like a legitimately very interesting, flawed man who like really just wanted a couple of very simple things about like, you know, true, like there's like once again, like Emperor, Dad of the Year every year, just fucking shit up. But it's like I liked it. I liked that he cared for his lads, but also he could just like fly off the handle if he didn't get his way. I liked it when Lorgar got pissy. I thought that was fun. Yeah. But it's because like, and a lot of it was like, hey, we're not the fastest at the thing, but every place we bring into compliance basically like 100% locks in. Word bearers are not dealing with rebellions like fucking like even some like Sons of Horus, like, you know, Space Wolves. Basically a bunch of other people just, I forget Space Wolves had like a thing, but basically like a couple of planets backslid, and like Word bearers ones really didn't. I was like, oh, that's, you know, that's cool. They take their time. But like, you know, it's not even like I can fix them thing, you know. I like the way he is, and I thought he was neat. Now, I didn't read the later books where I think he goes a little stupid because, like, you know, it's the Horus Heresy stuff like that happens, as one does. Also, God of Muffins, thank you for the follow, and welcome to the workshop. I had a muffin today, actually. I had a cinnamon chip muffin. It was pretty legit. Yeah, they went hearts and minds route. And also a lot of it was like, Father, why are you like this? And then the Emperor's basically just like, yeah, I'm not gonna say shit. It's like, yeah, okay, Emperor. You're gonna get it. I don't know how much, there's always that like, the Emperor knew that his children would fall, and he did like 10D chests to have certain ones fall to chaos. Like, I don't think that's true. I think that's a cope theory, but whatever. It's I don't know. I like the word bearers. Also, the funny thing, originally my idea is like I wanted to be able to use my Trench Crusade and my word bearers stuff together, because I was like, a lot of Trench Crusade aesthetics does fit. Also, Sloth Nobi, thank you for the follow. I'm happy to say howdy. We're videoing half the YouTube videos on 40k lore. Wait, you saying me as a lore video? Nah, I mean, there's just so much lore out there. And I also, like, mind you, I do audiobooks, but I do read the books. I genuinely read the books. I would need to take a big old list to see how many I've done, but I've done a decent amount. I've done a decent amount. Have an Erebus. No, that's the problem. People liked Erebus. certain books are like, Erebus is like everybody's bud, and we love. The funny thing is, like, early on in the very first book, it was very much like, yeah, no, everybody loves Erebus. He's like a really charismatic guy, and when we have problems, we go to Erebus, and he helps us with our problems. The funny thing, at least for me, between in the Heresy, between once you got the false gods, the writer kind of treated Erebus like everybody knew that Erebus was shifty. Mind you, Loken was kind of figuring that shit out already, just because Loken was like, you know, our protagonist was investigating shit. But it really did feel like a lot of people were like aware a bit, like, supernaturally that Erebus was a bad dude. But yeah, I don't know. I think the word bears are cool. I think the word bears are neat. I like them in the Heresy. I like them. Well, in 40k proper, like, listen, I like the word bearers. They have that they have the Night Lords problem where they are like perfect jobbers. Also, the real Fett, thank you for the follow and welcome to the workshop. Like, for me, like, you know, the like, Night Lords got a reputation of jobbers, and I don't even mind jobbing too, but like, word bearers are perfect, like, oh, I am filled with the power of chaos. Oh no, my petard, I'm hoisted by it. Like, every time. Every fucking time. Well, if you need me to explain any of the names, like, let's say I don't have like perfect 40k knowledge, but like, I got enough to get around. I got a decent amount. Really, the big thing for me is always, it's like, don't ask me to name like specific characters from specific legions, but I know like story stuff, or like the books I read that I enjoy. So how you doing, Vulcan? How you doing? How you doing? Yeah, exactly. He's a shifty little guy. And that's why I think Erebus is fun. I know he's a bad dude, and I know people want to beat him up, but I'm like, he's too good at it. He's too good at being just like a little trickster man. He gets shit moving. He's got a plan. He's putting it into motion, which I enjoy. Attribute points into magic and stuff. Like, yeah, I do want to check out some what's it called, Thousand Sun stuff. I have not properly read a book with Thousand. I think they've showed up occasionally. There was no, fuck. Okay. I was thinking about, I was like, no, it was Grey Knights. The Grey Knights show up in, I remember when I mentioned that like really stupid book, Sons of the Hydra, the one that's about like the super like OC do not steal cool badass Alpha Legion guys. At one point they get ambushed by a bunch of Grey Knight Terminators and they fucking like don't all die. It's really funny. I forget exactly how they wiggled their way out of that situation, but it was stupid. If anybody wants a very stupid but fun book, Sons of the Hydra is perfect. It is so dumb. I would like. What contains members of the chapter? No, have you read Sons of the Hydra though? Like, the fact that they all have plasma guns that don't overheat and just launch their way through space, and there's like a main character that dies, but JK, he comes back totally fine. I'm like, oh, this book is very fucking silly, but I enjoyed reading it even the whole time. I'm just like, really? They're doing this shit? Okay. So I'm gonna like, oh, sorry. This is so I'm currently painting him up as a word bearer. This is specifically a Horus Heresy era one. This is specifically a Horus Heresy era one. Doing like a little bit. I'm trying to get like little faint highlights on some bits, but I'm doing it kind of like really very thin. Which is funny because in a bit I'm just going to do an enamel wash, so I don't even know I'm bothering. I mean, this will help for the enamel wash, but also like I think a lot of it's going to be blended down pretty heavy. Name 3 Alpha Legion characters. Oh, fuck. That's the thing. It's like I know them, but I don't remember their names because the Sons of the Hydra had, oh god, it was the main character who was he was a loyalist Alpha Legion guy, where it's like he worked for a lot of chaos stuff, but he still kind of believed in the Emperor and was like, yeah, I'm going undercover for the Emperor. There was their sorcerer guy who was really cool. I forget what chapter he was from. And then they also had like, I think they had a guy from the Mentors chapter as their, I believe their Warpsmith was a Mentors guy, which I know that chapter is like a really ancient one, like not in terms of the lore, as in like it was the Mentors were mentioned, I believe, in like really early G-Dubs books as like a thing. Alpharius, and Alpharius, indeed. I've named all the ones of note. You know, it's here. I got one better. I will name everybody's favorite Alpha Legion character from a book. All right, John Grammaticus. There we go. I have not read Legion yet, but I know. I saw John Grammaticus was in there, and I was like, I do not wish to read this book. I do not wish to read this book. Because I was on an Alpha Legion kick, and people were like, you know, Legion's actually like a really important book for the Alpha Legion stuff. And I saw that John Grammaticus was the main character, and I did not. I strongly dislike perpetuals. Just not cool, bro. Not cool. I don't like perpetuals. I really don't. I strongly dislike them. So the fact that he was like a main character, I'm like, I'm good. Like, I didn't even particularly care for Ollie, and Ollie is like the one perpetual that everyone likes. I mean, Vulcan too. I would have just been okay, honestly, if Vulcan just had being a perpetual as this cool superpower, that all the Primarchs kind of have like a cool superpower. That would have been fine, you know? That would have been fine. All right, so what I need, okay. Oh yeah. So something I need to do. See how I want to do this. I want to get a little bit on there. How you doing, Shasra? Welcome. How you doing? I'm working on the lad. So, John Grammaticus is a perpetual who does a lot of like weird shit in the Heresy. Also, anytime he shows up in the Horus Heresy, they try to give him a British man doing an American accent, which for some reason that grates me extra hard. Like, there's something about like a serious Brit trying to do an American accent is the weirdest thing. How you doing, Juf? How you doing? Welcome. Let me. Big stretch. How you doing, Bamboo69? Like, oh god, I've only directly seen him a couple times and stuff. Like, one of the characters in the Horus Heresy stuff for the Word Bearers becomes a perpetual due to warp fuckery, and like, he was trying to induct her into the perpetuals and is just being like really weird about it. Just the way he behaves is very strange. But I also know in like later Horus Heresy books, he has like a really strong, like, the way John Grammaticus always feels to me is like the writer was trying to make their OC do not steal. I need to attach the hand. And like, I understand a lot of 40k stuff feels like that, but also like, you know, who's your Horus Heresy OC do not steal? Well, my Horus Heresy, like, you know, someone's like, well, my Horus Heresy OC do not steal is like this really cool space marine that fights a lot and does a lot of shit. What about you? My OC guy is a really cool human. He's been around since, you know, current modern day times, and has survived because he's immortal and regenerates like Doctor Who, and he speaks an American accent, and he kind of ends up in a lot of wacky places with a lot of big important Heresy characters. And you're like, oh, why did you do that? How you doing, Horror Loving? How you doing? Nice. I don't know, like here's my counter example. Like Loken is the main character of like the first couple of books, and like he's like not offensive. He's a very typical like Marine guy. He's very honest and loyal and like wants things that are good for people, but like he's not like a bolter robot. Like, you know, he'll stand up for regular humans. And he's more funny than Tor Garadon, because Tor Garadon is fucking insufferable. I'm sorry. He tries too hard to be funny and it does not work. But Loken can occasionally crack a joke and it feels natural, you know? Oh, I think my camera froze again. Hold on. I need to wait for the hand to like glue into there, and then I understand that the camera's frozen. I know. Hold on here. I'll just get that real quick. Yeah, congratulations for getting mentioned there. Fuck yeah. Yeah. The good shits. I'm gonna get like the hand like kind of like lodged up in there. Fortunately, as much as I want to do that, like the baking soda trick, it's kind of tricky just because of like the angles and whatnot. There we go. Yeah, I don't know. It's like part of me still kind of wants to read Legion a little bit, but not like a huge amount. I could almost put a little bit of glue on there and just paint over it a little bit. Next to X-Men. It's gonna look a little crunchy, but that's probably for the best. That means the stability is there. Put a little bit of baking soda. There we go. If you're wondering why I'm doing this, it's there we go. Yes, indeed, it is 30k word bearers. I like word bearers, they're my favorite. How you doing though? How you doing? I'm currently doing a really sloppy baking soda weld for the front of fucking weapon. Hold on. Just to kind of make sure that the hand stays like. There we go. Okay, it's nice and sturdy. Do this, I just take a little shitty brush and I blow it away. Banging one of the regiment's senior. Oh god. See, that's why I have not wanted to do that. That is why I've been avoiding Legion. Also, yeah, fuck yeah, fellow bearers of the word. Fuck yeah, let's go. Kind of like. There we go. So. And yellow and paint start chipping. That's fine. So like I do it with the baking soda trick just to like, I'm not doing it for like color. I'm doing this for sturdiness. So as far as I can tell, the ones that I've used this technique on they're fine. I do appreciate the warning though. Like I'm gonna go over this guy. Also, honestly, some of that might not even look too bad with the way I'm doing shit. I'll do like a little bit of paint. I do a little highlighty bit in a second on there. Yippee! Let's go. Huh? I'm like I said. I still think I'm okay with that. I'm okay with a little bit of like weird discoloration for the sake of just like getting all this shit together. It's also just been nice for just like playing too. I just love that it like makes the minis like reasonably sturdy. I need to declog my fucking Vallejo metal color. It's about to run out, but it's also just needs like the top wiped and stuff, a bunch of other stuff. I get like there's just like a little bit I notice of some scuff. Oh yeah, there's also one other thing I need to do too. Hole punches. Oh yeah, let's go. Oh, thank you. Yeah, this has been it's a heavily kit bash. Here, let me zoom out so you can get a better look. It's a heavily kit bash model with 3D printed bits for the Daemonette bits. Oh yeah, thank you. The base is the secret pro tip. Here I can even show you real quick. I got a new guy with this. What you got to do is use cork to build the base, and then what you can do is so this is an old metal space move. But what you can actually do is you can take like spackle stuff, put it around the sides, let it dry for like maybe like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then scrape it for texture. And then after you do that, you can apply some like texture paste for some grits. And then like once you kind of paint over it, like that's how this guy's base worked out. I had to do another layer on that, but it kind of like makes a smoother transition. And like you can leave some of the original cork just to have some like extra kind of like rocky outcroppings and stuff. I find that it builds the stuff really well. I did that, but I also mixed in some 3D printed like scenery bits where it's like this is like ruined church. I do a lot of my word bears with a ruined church theme because the Emperor. I want to glue the chains to the base. Like, I don't want them to jingle jangle. I don't mind if they jingle jangle a little bit, but I think like for like this guy. Something like that, and then there we go. Subtle, yeah, I know, right? The most subtle man alive. But yeah, it's fun, you know. Monarchia burned, so all the churches were burned. Yippee! And then kind of like dab that off, and then dab it out. Could put a little baking soda in there as well, but I don't think that's gonna be super necessary. I do the texture paste kind of light, honestly. Like once I get that going, like it looks like here another example is basically same dealio. This has got a lot more visible cork. I still need to finish these guys. A lot more visible cork. Still same kind of like. I also need to go back and touch that up. There's like a little bit. The problem with this is that is really thirsty for paint. You good? I did a lot of what's it called? I did a lot of like heavy snow lifting this weekend, so I am extremely tired and sore. So if you see me shake, that's probably what's going on. It's been a lot of heavy manual labor kind of weekend, you know? It'd be like that. I'm doing good otherwise though. Yeah, and yesterday was real bad though. Like I was trying to do some move on my phone, and I could see my thumb visibly shake, and I was like, "Oh, that's not good. I don't like that very much." Like a couple minor little touch-up bits, and then we can do some enameling. Yippee! Yeah, I gotta get that. Gotta do that. Lift heavy shovel, smash heavy shovel, on repeat for a while. I do think it did me some good, but like, man, I'm just like, oh god. Typical. No, god, no. The opposite. The fact that I'm gonna have to go back into the guild on tomorrow makes me big sad because I kind of like not doing that. I missed working from home. I was somebody who like really flourished under COVID, and then they're like, oh, that was a fun little experiment. All right, time to go back. I'm like, okay. Yeah, I guess so. Bunch of that, you know. That's me making those noises, by the way. I got a little bit of leakage on the side, which I can touch up. Yeah, there is like a little bit of shake I'm noticing, but I don't think it's gonna be anything that's gonna like affect what I'm gonna be doing for streaming stuff tonight. I think I'm gonna turn on the heat real quick. I am actively melting, so I guess that's good. I mean, I guess that means things are warming up, so. There we go. Maybe part of that was just me getting like slightly overheated. Alright, I have returned. Yippee. Alright. What else do we gotta do for big boy? I could do a little bit more of the white on there. That's probably the way to go. It looks like the lads turn out pretty good. So I think, yeah, just get like let me zoom out a little bit. So do you think I have like a little under desk cabinet thing too for my keyboard, and every couple of like weeks I need to like retighten that. Like it's currently going at an angle like this. It was super cheap to begin with though, but like it's annoying. I'm just like, oh yeah, every time I like touch my mouse I can feel it slide. Doing good, you're doing good. Little dots here. Couple little bits here. This glow is gonna be very messy, and I'm okay with that. Put on there, especially because probably what's gonna happen is I'll get this. So what I'm gonna eventually do with this is I'm gonna paint it like with a green speed paint because it makes a good glow. All right, I'm gonna give this guy some time to dry. What am I gonna do in the meantime? Oh yeah, I got my Greater Possessed. Could continue to work on these lads. I got these lads in a box. Oh god, I just launched a brush directly to my lap. I got these guys in a box for free with just some like other random stuff. And I was like, oh shit, good find. So I can paint their trim. I love how like I was just like, what's like a nice relaxing little thing in between doing the other stuff? Oh yeah, trim. That thing I love to do. I guess now that I'm doing this technique where I'm trying to do like less paint on the brush and like more kind of like smaller strokes, I guess. It does help with the trim though. Like this is going a bit easier than when I was doing it a bit more clumsily, I guess. I say that for now though, but I also have just like 10,000 suns guys, so I'm like, I'll get around to them at some point. Maybe. Because that's the thing, I like being able to mix and match them with 3rd edition. 3rd edition 40k is fun where I could just drop in just like a couple of thousand suns dudes and just be like, yo, let's see how you behave on the table. Let's get some sorcery in there. Oh yeah, you can totally do. A lot of people, because like Gal Vorback are like stupid expensive, a lot of people do use possess kits. You'll take the possess kit and like, I think usually the advice I see is people say to like mix them with a couple of like older marks of armor. So like if you can get just maybe like a couple of Mark 6 guys and just like stick an arm on there. I did that actually with my own Gal Vorback. I used the really old Chaos possess though. Like the really shitty plastic ones because they look gigantic. More brush on the paint. Exactly. But these guys are out of print. You can use the regular possess kit fine. Also, if you want to see like my Instagram, a while back I did my Gal Vorback. Also some other, oh god. Palette fell directly on my lap, but it was fine. And one more drop of the metal in there. Like even like the fact that like a lot of the older kit was just like I really find it funny with older G-Dubs kits where it's like the actual body is kind of stunty, the body and the legs, but the pauldrons and the heads are still fine. Like a lot of times I like there might be like a small difference, but honestly every time I've used like older bits for newer model kits, they seem to kind of blend pretty well. I don't know if that was like an intentional, oh, got some metal where I did not want on there, it's fine. I don't know if that was like an intentional design thing for them or what, but it's just funny how that worked out. Probably don't. I'm not gonna go huge trim on it. I legitimately might just get the pauldrons and just call it. This guy is like, hold on. The nice thing about like gluing these into places every now and then, I do see like a couple angles that I miss, which probably is good to get them at this point instead of later when I'm gonna be like maximum sad. Take like a little bit of, like a lot of this actually. I'm just gonna go like here. Here, I can leave little bits of red, and that's not gonna be a big old deal. There we go. Face looking pretty good. Like one little bit of the face, so I actually want to get like red, like right near the tip of the face. Right, like. These are great. Yeah, let's go. That's my favorite compliment. Whenever people were like, these just frighten me, or like these make me want to throw up. I'm like, thank you. It's one of my favorite compliments that gives a mini painter. Cat, I'm gonna go die like this. No, you're gonna live. That cat will give you extra strength cat. But yeah, no, I like it. This is why like I have a hard time of doing, where it's like I did actually at one point want to try doing a high elf army because I had a couple of bits, but I just like I don't like painting Kling. People who paint Kling are very impressive. Like the fact that that means they have more range than I do, but I just don't like that style. It's just not fun. I like gribbly, horrible mutant freaks. Oh, I feel bad I scared your cat. That's fucked up. You're, like, I'm sure your cat's sweet, but your cat needs to acquire better taste. I'm very cool. Really one that makes me uncomfortable. Yeah, he has an effect on a lot of people. Also, Fiendish Fairy, thank you for the follow, and welcome to the workshop. I am currently working on some greater possess bits because I'm waiting for my Praetor to dry before I start doing some, oh, fuck yeah, I need to, like, seal them in, too. Let me do that. What is it? Oh, this is perfect timing on this. All right, so what I need to do is to make sure that my shit sticks on is I'm going to do a really quick, I'm I'm going to do a really, really quick matte varnish on this guy just to make sure everything locks in. So I'm going to be right back, and that shouldn't take me too long, though. BRB, whoa. Alright, the lad has been varnished, so I'm just gonna have to let him sit off to the side for a bit, and we'll be good for enamels. Yippee! Oh, I can leave my door open. Crab rave? Nope. Alright, I'm back. Yippee! Your crab rave must cease. Yeah, so I got the lad. He is currently drying a little bit. And back to these lads for, like, is it just like an itty bitty amount of time? Leave for like 5 seconds, I swear to God. Oh yeah, basically I was saying, high elf models I think are really cool. And at one point I kind of thought it'd be neat to try to, like, you know, do some of them. But I just kind of realized that that kind of like style is just really not what I'm into. Like, it's just like that kind of like nice cling style that kind of like, you like could you do grim, dark, dirty high elves? You could. But I also feel like it kind of misses the like the fantasy of the high elf is like the pristine, like kind of like I don't know how good they are in the setting. Like, you know, I know it's like Warhammer stuff, but that they kind of got that, you know, at the very least, very shiny and pristine on the surface. Dead mom hair. Yeah, it got redeemed. I have like multiple hairstyles. It's just that the dead mom hair tends to be the most popular one. And I mean, sorry, the long hair tends to be the most popular one. Which is probably just because it's the default and that's the one I wear unless people change it. So that's fine. But yeah, how you doing, 14? How you doing? I'm currently working on my Saturnine Praetor. Not the Dreadnought. I do have the Dreadnought. I have not done anything with the Dreadnought yet. I'm sure eventually I will. And I got glasses on, as one does. Like, I still got most of that box. And the funny thing is, if I'm going to be using all those like Horus Heresy 1.0 versions of the Mark IIIs, that's like I have like 40 Mark III bodies now. Like, I might as well make the disintegrator vets, because it's like, fuck, I have a bunch of disintegrators and a bunch of bodies, so like I don't really have room. fucking word bearers are so strapped for elite slots because they get a bunch of cool units, but they're all elites. I don't know if other factions have that same issue or not, but like word bearers just got so many elite options. I know there's ways you can expand how many elites you get in Heresy. Once again, with the usual caveat, like I would like to play Heresy, and I'm sure the Praetor will hit the table. Though will it hit the table as a Heresy model or as a 3rd edition 40k model? I don't know. Like I will certainly find out later. I will certainly find out later. Like I would like to get at least like maybe like one game of Heresy, and I would like I would like to run a game of it just to say I have, but I've also like not. I understand generally how the rules work, but it's like I haven't. It's been a while since I've actually looked up like the proper like this is how all the different phases work and some other stuff. Oh yeah, I try to do. I'm really big on the idea of using models for different armies and different games. Like I in my head I call it the Torment Nexus, which is just the intersection of all my armies. Like I said earlier, like I could use a lot of my Trench Crusade models specifically as like Demons of the Ruin Storm for my word bearers if I wanted to. And like that's one link, but it's also like I got turnip guys that I'm mixing Gene Sealer bits into. It's like would I ever do a full Gene Sealer Cults army? I don't know, but I could do a Gene Sealer Cults kill team with turnip guys. And like that would be neat, and that's like another link in the chain. And that stuff just kind of like I also really like if you look up like 2nd edition, there's like apparently a lot of rules for allying orcs into chaos. It's really surprising. Oh yeah, I mean I assume that's how you're supposed to run word bearers. Once again, I don't really know because nobody likes mentioning how to build lists in Heresy. I assume that'll be fine though, because like I don't know if the Gal Vorback are any good this edition, but like those the new Faces Conclave guys look pretty legit, and I do want to build those. Yeah. Oh god. Yeah. No. Yeah. I would love to do like this keeps happening where it's like I would love to do a militia army for Heresy as well. Once again, Local Man has not played a Heresy game. It has a Heresy army he's actively building. Still would like to build another. And fucking. And like fucking, what's it called? Militia requires 1,000,000 billion models, and they all fucking suck. Like, they're all gonna die. You basically have to spend like 1,000,000 hours painting what is pretty much like an NPC army. Like, you exist, and you're in the rules, but really you're not there to win. You're there to look cool, and then have Space Marines obliterate your army. Or if you're really lucky, have Mechanicum obliterate your army. How you doing, Custodian? How you doing? How you doing? Yeah, I conceptually really like the idea that they did with the stuff where it's like a thing will unlock another thing. But I think it's kind of weird because it doesn't like, it's hard to mentally map out. And that's also just could be like a lack of experience. Like maybe people who play the game a lot could be like, oh yeah, no, yeah, I can visualize what steps it would take for me to build an army that's like elite focused. Like the Horus Heresy 3rd Edition's got a thing that's like when you bring a certain HQ, it will unlock like detachment slots or whatever slots. And those will unlock access to like other units and whatnot. And sometimes they will come with like, you know, certain configurations or like they'll get a bonus in there as well. That's true. That's true. You could also run, a lot of people do run guard as their militia. Or run it as their solar auxilia, because like there's a decent amount of overlap there as well. Sloppy on here, and that's fine. I think over well for the trim, I'm doing pretty legit, but there's like still some little angles that's gonna be annoying. So with all the units you want to take in map, that's probably the way to go. Like I would like to do like my theoretical army would have like 2 units of TAC Marines, probably some Gal Vorback. I really want to do like the Faceless guys, like the Conclave, which are just like demon possessed like Saturnines, which I haven't built yet, but I want to. I have an idea for what I want to do with those, but I need to like actually get some stuff printed. Because every time people paint them, they just basically take regular Saturnines and just make their eyes glow. I want to have them more like bursting with demons. And I got those demons mapped out, but I need to print them. Also, I'm very thankful that I have a 3D printer because it makes Heresy like a feasible game. Erebus in front of my opponents. Hey, no, that's valid. Erebus does also unlock a lot of daemon attachments, so you could bring word bearers with the Erebus and have like a lot of models that are just like 40k demons, which should be a lot easier to build into. Rough Riders do seem neat too. I was starting to work on something similar like that. I think what I need to do is just sit down and map out every single work in progress thing I got going on. It's just to have like a nice kind of like map of it. Grab the fuck. All right, so we got the fuck. I'm gonna be doing some enamel. I got my sponges. Blow dryer. Least fucked up. We'll get some AK War Games Dark Wash because that's the one I like to use. My little squeegee thing, and I believe it's time. Yeah, it's like the funny thing is like my equivalent of like the good guy army I have are Minotaurs, and they're still gigantic pricks. So I don't know if they're really that much of a lateral movement. I thought it'd be kind of fun if I ever did like. Since I've been looking at like a lot more retro stuff, I kind of like the idea of doing Black Dragons as like a curse founding chapter, which mind you, and that's me looking at Loyalist or like the most chaos and be like, I like these. But they're fun though. They're basically like Loyalist Space Marines with like hideous bone growth mutations. And the Inquisition's not a big fan because they falsify the documents. Yeah, what I'm doing is I'm getting an enamel wash, getting it kind of like all over this fucker. It's got a lot of crevices for this wash to go into, so I'm probably gonna need like a couple passes, and that'll be fine. Like I was gonna do a couple more like highlighty things by that arm. That's fine. The nice thing about enamels is that once they dry, I can just kind of like paint over them as much as I want. Yippee. Yeah, this guy's got a lot going on, so I'm trying to like get as much as I can. Normally I just kind of go like ape shit and start doing the body as well, but I think the body I'm gonna need to like the base I'm gonna need to wait on because there's just so much. I'm currently just getting that on there, keeping it. I think like basically because like whenever I see people like from the Grimdark Compendium use these kind of enamel washes, I'm not using their name brand ones, but whatever. They do it via airbrush, and like that seems like they do like a very thin coat. So I wonder how much like if I should just go like really really thin, because I think sometimes I go a little too dark. Yep. Which the airbrush method seems pretty nice for like coverage and whatnot, but unfortunately, like I have an airbrush, but basically once you use enamels in an airbrush, you pretty much like have to make that an enamel airbrush. Also, like it requires a lot more clinging. Like, mind you, like you're supposed to cling your airbrush after every use because they get clogged and whatnot, and like a clogged airbrush is basically fucking useless. But also, like, you have to do, like, really... like, a lot of times cleaning my airbrush is just like, oh, yeah, just, like, you know, run some alcohol through it. Just hit it with some spritzes. No biggie. Not a big old deal. Yeah, it's not impossible, and it looks good. The enamels with airbrush genuinely look really good. It's also, like... Also, you're gonna have to be... Like, make sure you're well ventilated. You know, you usually want to be well ventilated for, like, airbrush stuff anyway. But like, be even more. Be even more. That shit will fuck you up. Oh fuck, we got. There we go. Yeah, the delicious fumes. Get on there. Into the various recesses of the daemonettes. Guys, why do daemonettes have so many crevices? It's fucked up. I'm trying to get paint in there. But like, I think I must have got all the angles though. Get on there. I'm gonna hold off on like needing to use the blow dryer to dry this at this point. I mean, the thing is like it's hard to like get an airbrush clogged to the point of total uselessness. Like usually You just can't ask that. I can and I do. Such is the power of chaos. But like legitimately though, like you can always generally clean an airbrush, but you might just the more dirty you let it get, the more it's just kind of going to be a pain in the ass to like deal with later. And I paint blue, I spit blue. Oh god, no. Your buddy's gonna have fucked up lungs. I don't. Oh, that's so bad. Don't do that. Don't be like Steve's buddy. Get a little bit on the back of the head. So yeah, I'm doing a very, very, very light blow dry to kind of slightly dry it. Kind of going in and just kind of like removing some excess. Seems like a perfectly well-adjusted character. Yeah, I'm sure there'll be no long-term health complications for that individual. No, nothing whatsoever. And there we go. Yeah, so basically what I'm doing now is I let it partially dry, and I'm just kind of going over with this to kind of like really get all the bits. Trying to basically bring it, like, basically I'm kind of using this to kind of reintroduce highlights and wipe off excess so it doesn't pool weird. It's not, at least with this, I find it's not as bad as like, there's a reason I don't like using G-dubs washes anymore, because when that shit pools, it just ruins the model. It just looks bad forever. When it pools on this, usually it just kind of leaves like a dark stain that can kind of be dealt with. It's not shiny either. Look how good the, I think like especially like the copper daemonettes, like once I do this, like the really signs that off that like tarnished metal look, like mwah, chef's kiss. Take a little bit on the head and some stuff. I need to get like another sponge too. There we go. I keep a bunch of these makeup sponges around specifically for these sort of things. So try to get in there, Chain stuff is pretty legit. I'm really afraid of snagging though, because I think I was afraid that I broke, like I'm using that like ABS like resin, so overall like the daemonettes are like relatively sturdy in the grand scheme of things. But they're not that sturdy. Yeah, I'm very lazy that I do turquoise, I dry brush, I turquoise, I use a little bit of the I always mispronounce the G-dub's oxide, and then I dry brush on a copper, and then I do this, and the end result is pretty banging. Yeah, isn't Null and Oil now like they've changed the recipe a couple of times. I remember the last batch was pretty brutal. This keeps happening, and I know it's because like a lot of companies, like there are chemists whose entire lives are dedicated to like making paint as cheap to produce while looking pretty legit. And I have to imagine that's what happens at G-Dub HQ, where they're like, okay, listen, this looks pretty good, and people like this. But can you make it like slightly cheaper to produce? Even if it looks a little worse, people will be fine. They'll be fine. Got rid of the gloss varnish. Good. I don't know who saw like gloss washes from G-Dubs and were like, yippee. I'm sure somebody does, because that's always the thing too. There's always somebody who really likes a particular paint. But like, I also, there's never a worse feeling than accidentally getting the gloss varnish version of one. I've done that like once or twice, and I'm like, well, I guess I'll go fuck myself. I just spent like $6 or $7 on something that, like, when I accidentally put it on a model, find out that it makes it worse because I was not paying attention. Now I'm applying this to the base. Makes the base look good. Yeah, I'm mostly using it because I have some. I've more or less cut myself entirely off of G-Dub's paints over the years. Like, I very rare, like, previously I was using, Warplock Bronze, but there's a couple of Warplock Bronze equivalents now, so I don't have to do that anymore. There was a couple, like the Oxide I got. I was also using a different, like, drab. I think I was still using Steel Legion drab for a little bit, but I really don't need to anymore now. Nice. There we go. There we go. This is just like a thicker version of wash. Okay, over metallics, that makes sense, yeah. I think really all they need to do, is just make it more apparent which is which. The bottles look basically identical, but if they had the bottle and just like, I don't know, like slightly tweak the visuals, I think it'd be fine. But it sounds like they just said fuck it, retire the whole thing anyway, so there we go. And now I can take this and just kind of very, very lightly touch up some of the bullshit. Like the skulls. Some of the gray bits. I'm sorry, I'm migrating them all over. Everything was said, all right. I don't know. To be fair, if you're enjoying those paints, like enjoy it. I got tired of the bottles. I really hate the. Oh god, accidentally chipped a little bit. That's fine. I can touch that blade. I really just don't like the G-Dubs bottles. I don't like those. I always found that they would just like. I would just lose paint so much, especially the metals. Like I didn't mind the G-Dubs metals; they look fine. But like, man, did those metals just always just fucking dry in the pot? And I'm like, I guess I just don't have metals anymore. Like that, I legitimately wonder about that if they were just straight up made to be like, yeah, these exist primarily to kind of like dry in the pot so you buy more paint. And I'm also doing that thing where I'm reactivating some of the stuff with mineral spirits. Specifically, because like I don't mind like a little bit of dirt actually makes the inevitable glow effect look pretty neat. I also need to bring back a little bit of the brightness. Yippee. So let's see. Tinker with A. Hey, let's go. Yeah, have yourself a good night as well. Also, this is like a reoccurring thing too. I'm not just like doing this on a whim. I paint twice a week. I am the most consistent mini painting VTuber. There's been a lot more mini painting VTubers and stuff, which I've gotten to like see very, very briefly. I'm not gonna do anything yet, but like I haven't really got to like interact with her yet a whole lot. But like I saw that like Stimpack was like, yo, I want to do some like D&D stuff. I was like, Dark Heresy? Huh? So that'd be cool because I know she also does like mini painting and stuff. I was like, yeah, I don't know her a super huge amount. But I know like she hangs with like Lore Master and stuff, and Lore Master is pretty legit. So yeehaw, let's go. Yeah, good night, JAV Idol 69. Once again, very good username. Very, very good username. I don't think about JVs that much these days. It used to be a much bigger part of my life back when that was just kind of like, well, what's spicy on the internet? Well, I got access to JVs. Sure, okay. Well, a lot of that kind of rubbed off, but it's actually kind of just meant the white just went into the recesses. I'm okay with that. Okay with that. Trust him on the paints. Oh yeah, I've not used a lot of the Reaper paints. I vaguely recall hearing they're pretty legit, so good shit. On there, go down there. You just get like a little, like just like one swoosh. I think overall the guy's looking really fucking good. I mean, unironically, that's what I did. I've been VTubing since 2020. Yeah, I know it's been that long. And like I started to be more consistent with painting. I'm not like I'm built differently than other VTubers. They're like, I want to be an idol, or like I don't know, I want to get big or whatever. I'm like, I just need to paint my backlog. And for that, I succeeded the fuck out of it. Mind you, my backlog has gotten bigger since, but no, legitimately, I'm a coelacanth of VTubers. Where like I stay in my own lane, just being a weird little fish, and then whole empires of other species rise and fall, and then I just keep on trucking. It's the weirdest shit. It legitimately do be like that. Decrepit for sure, yeah. Old as fuck. All right. I don't think there's any more I can really do right now until this guy fully dries. I don't know if that's gonna be. Well, actually, it's surprisingly early. I figured I wondered, I was like, this guy's got like a lot of little bits I gotta touch up, but also like fine. Not that bad. He looks excellent. Things I need to do. Number one, don't fucking drop him. That's a very obvious number one, is I don't fucking drop him. Was it free in Vtuber? Yeah, kinda actually. I do be elf in the same degree. But yeah, there are ways. There's also like really nice that there's a lot of models on like VGen now. There's like customizable VTuber models. It's actually like the hype on being a VTuber has died down significantly now that it's been like normalized is a strong word, but established is probably a bit better. But like there are people like you can straight up buy like there's ones for like ladies got a lot more options, but there's also like good ones for dudes as well. They're just like, yeah, this spend like $200 and you can like fully customize a model that looks really good and is rigged really well. Get this off a little bit and get the rest of the shit back together. Oh fuck yeah! I have like my oil brushes behind me and I just went like nyah, and just chucked it perfectly in there. Oh, I'm so good. What a pro. Let's see, let's grab all this back. All right, well, that guy's drying. One thing I do think I need to do. So this is my cool line of Jabir. And I extended his base. So I think I need to go ahead and attempt to do a little bit more painting on the base just to kind of like build it up. I don't know if I want to, like, I'm torn because like I was trying to test out the idea of using like hair, like kind of like fake fluff for hair. And I was just kind of like doing some dry fits. And I was like, I don't think I like it. I don't think I like the dry fit hair very much. I mean, which is good. That means I don't have to commit to it. But I'm like, I also feel like I need to touch up. Like I was like, I don't know. I could just say fuck it, and that's probably the healthier attitude. Just be like, this guy looks pretty good. Like maybe I could do a little bit of highlight on the gold, and just like get the base all fixed up, and then just kind of move on. That's the thing I struggle on too, because like sometimes it's just easy just to kind of futz with the model forever. Like that's super easy to do. It's something that I find myself getting mixed into a lot. I just endless tinkering. I'm like well, like, is this guy gonna be like the bestest looking model I'll ever paint? Nah, but like that's fine. It looks cool. But it's like I could also keep poking at it, and the more I poke at it, like for very minimal gains, when I have a bunch of other cool shit I could be working on. So yeah, probably what I might just do is just because I still need to make the base bigger though. Like that's just it. I need to extend his base. I also add some skulls because I was like, he initially had other skulls. Accent color for your navy. What? Refresh me what colors you got so far, and I could maybe think of one then. I know I'm. For me, it's hard not to suggest purple because I find that purple looks really cool on heretics. Especially if you're going for like I've gone for like a more gold scheme on some stuff, and purple looks really good as an accent color. That's just me just throwing one out in the blue. There we go. Brass and dark seaben. I don't recall what seaben is off the top of my head, but brass is good. Let me double check. Let's see. Oh, okay. Okay, so that's like a really dark blue. Okay. That's also a really nice color. Now that my shop sells Pro Acro paints, I might have to grab that at some point. I mean, you could color wheel it a bit and maybe introduce something kind of like orangish. Like what are you going to use the accents for primarily? Maybe an orangish could be pretty legit. Just because you get maybe that little bit of that like blue orange contrast is like always, that's always a classic. Oh yeah, for glow. If you're doing glow, definitely do orange for eye glow. I think that would be the way to go for sure. get a little bit of dark flesh tone for this. Yeah, maybe like an orange or a red. I think a red would also work, but I think really like a bright orange would kind of like really get in there. It's like basically do like little wet blending bullshit, even though realistically this is going to get covered with powder. Wet blending's one of those techniques I need to do a lot more because I know you can do some neat stuff with it. Yeah, I would actually recommend doing the way I like to do glows, where you take a speed paint and you paint it with the titanium white and then use a speed paint over it, you know? Funny you should mention that, Lana. Also, thank you, Jay, for the hydrate. Let me do that real quick. I barely drank this stream either. When I went there, the guy was like, "Yeah, we've had this for like 2 days, and they've been selling really well." They did not have a single bottle. They had like, you know, people were clearly buying shit from them. So it's not like they were unpopular, but the other ones were used at like regular rates. Someone's like, "Oh, I could use a green. I could use an X. I could use a Y." Their entire row of titanium white was sold out on like day one. It was, I ordered some titanium white like online maybe like a couple of weeks before that because I didn't know they were getting any. So I did my usual, like when I'll do a big order of like 6 colors, I picked up some white because mine was crusting up. I don't think that's a bad idea, honestly, because like that's like what is like you know, other paints you might like sit for a while, but like you'll always use white. Like white will never be a bad choice. So I think that's fair. I think that's fair. Get a little bit on this skull as well. There we go. I mean, the thing is, like, you'll still use it. I mean, if you're ordering online, you're not denying anyone else their Pro Acro White. Like, it's like TP orders go to a store and deny anyone the option to shit comfortably. If you just order online and you just pick up a couple extra, it's not a big deal, you know? Yeah, no, they sell out very quick. For reals. So many jokes I'm not allowed to make. This is for work in a factory. It'd be like that sometimes. Cursed with forbidden joke knowledge. I'm about to say jerk knowledge. You might be cursed with forbidden jerk knowledge. I don't 100% know. The dog is coming back together. Yippee. Yippee. Yeah, maybe what I'll do. So I have a rich gold on these, but I also got this like glittering loot, which is a bit more of a like a lighter gold. I'm gonna try something. Get like a dot of this. Okay. It's doing that thing where like the tip is clogged and like, you ever have like a paint that's clogged and you know that like you're like one tiny little pounds per square inch of just covering your entire lap with it? I was like, I should probably not. I should probably wait a little bit. Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking. So I'm gonna use this like lighter gold and just kind of do like, just do something like. Like nothing crazy bright. There we go. I'm gonna zoom in. Let me zoom in a bit more. Oh yeah, no, I think this is a ticket. Like I said, I feel like I could fuck around with the flesh all day, and I think I would get diminishing returns on my effort. But I do think hitting up the claws with this like little like speed paint highlight is doing it for me. There we go. Yeah, that is the business. That claw's covered. The other claws are covered in dirt, so I'm not going to worry about them, but I can hit up the other teeth, and then maybe like the little gems on the sides. Those might be good for a dry brush. Yeah, I can even get like the bottom teeth. Just a smidgen, nothing too crazy. fucking go. Nice, Sue. And then I got my other guy that I need to move to a bigger base. Also, like, I previously like put some dark paint in the mouth, which I might do that again as well. Like, I don't know. Hi there, how you doing? I'm doing good. How are you holding up? It sounds like you were like perpetually like got the illness. Hopefully you're doing all right. I have been doing pretty good myself. I've been very tired, and I paid my taxes and shoveled a bunch of ice this weekend, so I've been exhausted. But check out the lad. Hey, you got deflued. Fuck yeah, let's go. The boy is not done yet, but I can't really do much until the enamel fully cures. But he's looking really fucking good. There we go. So while he's fully drying, I might still tweak on him a little bit and like a little bit. I just said a little bit twice. I'm working on my Trench Crusade dog because I did that earlier in the week, and I could do like, I'm doing like a couple finishing touches before I can fully just kind of, he is crusty as fuck, which is what I want. Yippee. Hey! Fuck yeah, I knew you had good time. Then again, you talk about chaos a lot, so like fellow chaos enjoyer, yippee. I love chaos. Chaos good. Hey, lock in the kids. Hey, it's all good, it's all good. See, as the kids say, I thought you were saying like for a brief minute, I was like, you're like, I'm gonna lock in the kids. I was like, okay, do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do. And yeah, this lad's doing pretty good. I'm just kind of doing a couple little, I want to fuck around the skin a bit more, but I'm realizing that I'm just kind of wasting my time if I do. So there's like other little things I can poke around with that I think will give me better results. I'm like hitting this up with like a highlighty little bits. Yep. Oh, also, yeah, there's one thing too. There was one little bit with the skin where I noticed there was like a little bit of spillover. Luckily, I can fix that pretty easily. Single smidge work. Yeah, it really did, yeah. And then also, which head does the leash go on? Hey, listen, this model got promoted to elite recently. It is a decorated veteran. Though in the last game I ran, all it really did, we're doing a custom scenario where like there's like supply crates on the map. And all it did was just run to those supply crates and get, it was like, you would go to the supply crates, and then you would roll on the table. You would roll on the table to see what you got. And, it was, I got 2 pickaxes. There was 2 pickaxes from the rewards for that. And I was like, oh, okay. They count as heavy weapons, so it's not like they're like useless, but I was just like, oh, this is not the reward treat I wanted. But that did give me some glory, which is good. So I currently got 3 glory so far, and I'm saving that for like a really big thing later. Yeah, so yeah. So this guy is a decorated elite. Go, get around there. That's probably fine. Yep, there we go. Oh yeah, a lot of my brushes are like on the verge of death. So usually when my brushes get too fucked up, I do a big alcohol bath for all of them. And like, straighten them out. These guys are immediately starting to fall apart. I think I'm just due to do another order of like, I'm debating if I want to try to do a nicer brush or do my usual, like, so there's like the high tier super duper primo, like Winsor Newton's Rosemary Company, not Rosemary, like Artist Opus, stuff like that. Or I could do Rosemary Company, which are pretty good. And that might be the ticket. And just realize that like, I've been getting better with brush care. Like, I'll probably get some benefit out of, like, just getting some more to start out with. Also, Explorer Land, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the workshop. Do not mind my incredibly scraggly brushes. The minis get painted, so it all works out. I try doing, like a dark red inside the mouth. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? A good way to get in there without, like, fucking literally everything up. I got some of my other brushes are less scrunkly, but they're not a lot of them could probably be like put out behind the shed and I would be fine for it. Here we go. There you go. But yeah, how you doing? How you doing? If you do not know me already, I'm Halbernut the Mimic Elf, miniature painting VTuber of the Nurgle and Skaven variety. Today's main model is this chucklefuck. Who is, ooh, he's getting like nice and dark. I'm going to be highlighting him some more, so it's not like this is like the permanent state of his red, but he's looking really good. I'm very happy with him so far. But yeah. I need to wait for the enamel to fully cure before I do anything. So in the meantime, I'm working on some Trench Crusade models because like, maybe I'll do a trench. Well, no, not this weekend. I don't know. Maybe I'll get a Wednesday game in. I don't know. Games Workshop. No, the thing is, I don't buy G-Dub's brushes either. Games Workshop brushes are like, they're like a tier above like Michael's brushes, but you pay a ridiculous amount for them. Like, you know, if the only place to buy decent brushes near you is a G-Dubs and you don't want to order online, that's fine. But like, even like an army painter brushes are basically the exact same, but they're significantly cheaper. I swear I had I think it's when I did the enamel washes. I think the mouth's got a little like, not as that. Yeah, I was, because like the little smoosher red is just because I was like previously the inside of the mouth where it was like slightly not the same shade as the rest. And I realized that I just need to get some color by the tongue just so it doesn't look like the roof of the mouth will be fine. You can't really get like an easy shot of the roof of the mouth, but like the tongues are visible. And touching them up is going to be a good idea. I probably need to hit this up with like another shade. The one thing I want to do. So like, see the little gem on the back. What I think is going to be really good is I'm actually going to take a little bit of gloss medium. Not a crazy amount, just like a little bit. There's like part of me that's like, do I want to make this guy like slimier? And it's like, I could make him a slimy fuck. And I don't think it would look bad. I don't know. Sometimes if I make them all too glossy, I think it kind of ruins how it looks. Hey, how you doing, Twisted? How you doing? I am doing really good. I'm currently putting paint on the dog while I'm waiting for another guy to dry. Get a little bit of this gloss paint. There we go. Really good, but I guess I could put gloss inside the mouth. That's actually probably not a terrible idea. Yeah, I'm just taking a little dollop of gloss paint. I'm going to put directly on this jewel. Because I think the little gloss in the jewel will give it the idea that it's like, oh yeah, no, this is like a shining gem. Put that on there. I've never seen a Technoblock, but hey, I like my stuff reminding people of weird shit, so hell yeah, let's go. And for Total Warfare, yeah. I'm not super jazzed for it. Not that I think the premise is bad, but like, between that and Dawn of War, the fact that neither of them have like Chaos as a main faction is fucking my shit up. I want to play Chaos Boys. I don't give a shit about anything else. They'll eventually get into both, I believe, but it's like I don't. Unless you guys really are like, how, please play Dawn of War on release, please, how, please. Then I probably will. But like, otherwise, I'm like, do I hold off? I don't know. It's also like might be good for me to play anyway, though. It's just kind of like guy who does Warhammer stuff, new hot Warhammer's goodness. I don't know. I don't know how much I give a shit about like trying to appease like meta stuff, I guess. Because right now, Anthology the Killer is going to be wrapped up soon, and then the plan is to do Half-Life. Yeah, I think Half-Life is going to be not this upcoming week, but the week after that. How you doing, Majide? How you doing? It is going good. I be tired for shoveling ice, and taxes fucked my shit up real bad, but otherwise I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty legit. Here, let me show you. This is my dog. And let me show you the actual model that I've been working on tonight. The main one, who's currently drying. Him. The boy. The lad. I did have a gorilla model at one point. Ironically from the same set as this guy, but I donate to my local, like, lately we've been just giving all of our bits to the same shop. So the idea that, like, if somebody is at their, like, it's not like a shop, like, we're not doing that kind of thing where it's like, oh yeah, if you want to, like, what's it called? What we're doing with the shop is that we're just kind of consolidating all of our bits, and it's because it's kind of more of like less about like a traditional game store, more just kind of like a club. Everybody can just sort of exchange bits freely. So it's like, I don't need this gorilla. Somebody might. And I brought it to there. Every time I get like red inside this mouth, it very quickly dries and then it doesn't look red anymore. What the fuck? It's been nice. I mean, that's how I got all those cool models in the bit exchange. Like that was like, you know, an extreme version of that. But even on like a regular day, I've brought in, like, what I typically do is, like, if I don't use a 3D print after too long, I bring it there. And I've like brought like a tank that I didn't need. I was going to do like a tank project, printed a tank, didn't use it, brought it there, and somebody's like, you know, I could use this. And that makes me feel good. I like that. I really love that community aspect. Like, if you have like a group of people you play regularly with, everybody just pick a day to meet at like somebody's house or some neutral ground and just exchange, like, just bring shit you don't want anymore. Like, a friend of yours probably legitimately would use some of your backlog more than you ever would, and they would also bring some stuff that you might like find really cool for a project. Like, I will admit that the one I went to is like really fucking extreme and not common. But I think genuinely, if it's like you find out they're like, oh yeah, a buddy of yours just like has like a bunch of like Space Marine heads you need, or like, you know, somebody has like a Wave Serpent in their closet, or like, you know, hey, maybe some War Machine models would be fun. No one's using them, so like you could use them for some projects. I think there's a lot of use cases for that. How you doing, Lord of Bones? How you doing? How you doing? Hey, let's go. House of Wisdom's a lot of fun. House of Wisdom the best. I love House of Wisdom. All right, I'm gonna let the mouths dry a little bit more, and then I'm gonna do a. Looks like it's already starting to get a little like less like that. How you doing, Anchero? How you doing? How you doing? Yeah, exactly. I also have the Cruel Boys half of my Dominion box. I should bring that in too. I think that was the right call. Hey, let's go. I'll have to check that later. Fuck yeah. Most of my I very rarely plan for colors, but I feel like I've kind of instinctually picked up like a pretty decent like color theory brain thing going on. You play Half-Life? Not yet. I do want to. I have never played Half-Life. I have been told that, like, you know, I've seen what Half-Life does to people. I've seen people still going apeshit for Half-Life 3. And it's like, I want to know. I want to experience Half-Life. I want to see, like, I don't think it's going to be bad. I just never got to play it in its heyday because my family, I was alive during the peak of PC video games, but my family's PCs were shit. It's hard. Like, I missed out on all the cool PC game stuff because, like, the PC games near me were like ass. I mean, my PC was ass. It was really bad. Oh, that also reminds me too, when I was talking about the idea of pioneering the web, like basically kind of like going out on your own doing shit. I have been looking a little bit more. There were like there's been a couple people who've done that with like NeoCities, and there's apparently a place called NecoWeb where people doing kind of like retro style websites with like web rings and stuff. They seem neat. Mostly it's a lot of it does kind of seem, at least for the NecoWeb stuff, kind of like a lot of like late teens, early 20s sort of LARPing older internet, which has been neat. I don't know if it's quite the experience I'm looking for yet, but like, who knows? Like maybe I might set up a website on there at some point, but I got other web things I need. There's other web projects I gotta do first before I do anything on my own. You know, get the skull. Oh yeah, it's also like one more skull. So. There we go. You! Like there's an extra skull that got buried by a bunch of bullshit. There we go. Yeah, I want to try. I still have some ideas of things I want to try with my Cruel Boys. I kind of want to use my Cruel Boys for Turnip. I have some Cruel Boy turnip ideas that I've done nothing with, but I kind of want to. Basically, the idea is like, have you guys heard of a guy named Mold? I show off his work every now and then. And I keep thinking that, like, those Cruel Boy's bodies would be fun just to apply, like, Mold style of, like, basically the dude will do, like, layers and layers and layers and layers and layers of, like, matte paint. And just kind of use it to sort of organically build body. And it looks really legit. It looks really, really, really legit. And I was like, that'd be a fun thing to try out. Huh. Hold on, I need to look into that again. I've been working my way through the I forget, Daka, were you the person who recommended I get into In Rust We Trust? Like the Discord? I am on there, but I post very rarely just because big Discords overwhelm me. But I've been listening to all the Hivescum podcast stuff, and they did mention that RPG recently. I should pull that up to look at. That might be a fun game to run on stream. Yeah, maybe someone else then. I appreciate the honesty though. A little bit of that, get that red slime. I guess I could just use like a blood effect in there, but I already have a bunch of the gloss medium in the red, so this is fine. A bit just like directly in there. But yeah, no, yeah, like there's a couple of VTubers that also do like retro like GeoCities websites. Like I know Alice Sawyer has like one that's pretty legit because it's got all of her like art and other bullshit on there. All right, this should be enough for the mouths. The gem on the back is a little crunchy looking, but also pretty shiny, so I'm all right with it. I don't believe it's gonna happen, but if it does, cool. All right, now what I need to do is I need to take my little cup of dust. Paints, but I don't need them super heavy. All right, so I'm doing the thing where I take like pigment powders and I mix them with I need a different one. Take pigment powders and you mix them with mineral spirits as like a binding agent. I know there's like sprays and stuff you can get, which I do need to get. But this also seems to work just fine. Let's get it, just kind of rub it around so I make like a kind of like a chunky little paste, and then I can just kind of go like boop, 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 boop. I think I went way too fucking thick. That's probably fine. Kind of blend it up a little bit. I can always remove it too, so it's not the worst. There we go. And then I use the blow dryer to kind of blow it back, and yeah, there we go. The little bits of the gray and the brown are gonna actually stick out now, which is nice. Yes, this side is where I went a little too chunky. I might need to do some removal there. Yeah. It's cool. You guys, like, hey, check it out. I've done it. I've made paint drying interesting. And the nice thing is if you want to, like, thin it out, you can just take your brush and put it back in the mineral spirits and kind of, like, grab it and just kind of like rip some of it off more or less. I'm going to try to rip off like this little chunk back here just to kind of like see if I unfortunately, like once you get it to this stage, it's hard to like fully bring back down to its like original shade, but you can remove a decent amount. It's in the fucking yacht. Gaben, you know why you run. Yep. Oh, also need to go to that skull on the side too. So just so the skull has like a little bit more visual appearance. Because this guy originally had 3 skulls. I accidentally buried 2 of them. And then the third one is like now partially visible. Go. See, there we go. We got a bit more gray now, which I might do, like, maybe, like I said, a little bit more removal. Like a little bit on there. Because I do need to kind of mix up the colors a little bit. Looks like it's going pretty good, though. Like a little bit. There's like a little bit of the rim there that I think I actually might need to, like, retouch that up. Like, just kind of get, like, in there. Yeah. This will be good. I'm glad that, like, I'm okay with the dog being done at this stage. This is gonna be nice. Yeah, we got the little skull peeking now. That going. Get the skulls on the back going. And yeah, there we go. So, like, I think it's gonna dry a bit more naturally, and before it's, like, totally done, the final thing will just be painting the base black, but I think it's gonna have to go. I think it's gonna have to wait a bit later. Got middle spirits over my keyboard. I bothered to get, like, a decent keyboard. I don't know what where Keycrons stand in the grand scheme of things these days, but, like, my other one was kind of shit, and this one can move around, but it's still covered in, like, dirt and whatnot. How you doing, Mittens? How you doing? So right now, I'm painting my dog, my weird dog, who's doing pretty legit. And then I'm gonna show you the actual thing I've been working on. He actually might be ready for some touch-up stuff. Check it out. This is my Saturnine Praetor, who looks like he is big chillin'. Yeah, I could probably do a little bit. I could probably do a couple little bits. So I can go, like, just as, like, a little treat. I can take, like, so, like, he's looking pretty legit. I think one thing I immediately want to do is try to, like, bring a little bit of highlights to some of the reds. I'm gonna take this red. I'm gonna mix a little bit of that, like, where did I put that? It's like that, like, Joe, Sonia, what? There we go. Oh, my condolences. The guild makes us do those every now and then. I'm like, I know these people already. This is just a waste of time. And I don't know why they do these, but, like, whatever. It's super stupid. I hope yours went, like, relatively okay. Oh, thank you, Intro. Yeah, I'm trying to go with the concept that this guy is effectively becoming a Chaos Lord, but, like, you know, at the time of the Heresy, the exact knowledge of what was going on was not super known to them. So, like, he knows something, like, he's actively mutating and he knows something's going wrong, and he's like, I'm doing my word bears kind of like late Heresy, back when, like, right when they're, like, really, like, drinking the Chaos Kool-Aid. Oh, what the fuck? Hold on. So, I'm not upset at you. I'm glad you got to go to a cool resort. We've never got to go to a fucking resort for a team building thing. This is bullshit. I'm upset. I want to do that. We always got to do, like, some, like, little goofy bullshit thing in some, like, I don't know the best way to describe it. It's not a resort, I'll tell you that. I'm glad you had a good time, though. I'm glad you had a good time. Hell yeah. Use a little bit. I'm taking a little bit of the original dark red. I'm kind of just, like, adding it to some bits. I'll probably continue to highlight with that. Just, like, taking this magic mix, which I mix, like, 50-50, so I can get, like, really thin. Just kind of do, like, little pokey highlights. I always do my highlights kind of, like, splotchy, which is fun. I mean, goofy bullshit at a resort makes the things a lot better. The closest I've ever gotten to that is that the guild had me tag along to, like, a human conference thing. It was, like, the first, like, work conference I've ever been to, and it was fine. Because the guild wants me to kind of keep tabs on, like, what humans are kind of interested in, and a lot of that conference was just fucking just, like, generative AI bullshit. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. Anytime somebody describes the AI as sacred, I'm like, oh no, this is gonna be an hour of my life I'm not getting back. Because, like, there are business uses for AI, but, like, everybody wants just to do, like, the biggest and dumbest, flashiest thing. It's always shit like that, because that looks good to old people. It's the worst. It's the worst. It's so bad. And then all the presentations have AI generated images. And I'm just like, kill me now, please. Kill me now. How you doing, Yuita? How you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. In the green team. Hey, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Green team, green team, green team. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Praise the Omniscient. No, you gotta praise the Omniscient. You know, you gotta abort the abominable intelligence and whatnot. I guess it also does, like, weirdly, sometimes I do think in the middle of that, the fact that, like, a lot of my hobbies are very physical is kind of nice. Or it's like, you know, it's like I can never really get my minis taken away from me, which is good. There's always just like a thing, a little reminder there for me. Apple juice and Miku. Hey, let's go, let's go, let's go. Nice. Are you dunking Miku into the apple juice so she can have some, or are you just being selfish and hogging it all for yourself? I'm kidding. Fuck yeah, let's go, let's go, let's go. I have not read Witch Hat, but there's a lot of manga that I have not read that I would like to read one of these days. Oh yeah. I didn't, when I said, so yeah, earlier I mentioned that, like, when I went to the used bookstore, I got myself a little treat. I was trawling their, like, super duper clearance bin, and I found those, like, the 4th edition D&D comics there, which I don't care what opinion people have on 4th edition. The comic books are probably some of the best D&D media of all time. They really perfectly, like, toe the line of, like, these are kind of quippy and goofy like a real session, but also still having, like, moments of seriousness and stakes and whatnot. Yeah, it was, I already had volume 1, so they had volumes 2 and 3 for 23 altogether, and I was like, what the fuck? I also bought, hold on. I turned around and I saw an album. After oh yeah, exactly, because like old people see AI and they're like, wow, magic, and a lot of it. And every time I've seen the genie stuff, it's like I made Breath of the Wild, and this. It's like you made a video that looks like Breath of the Wild, which already exists. Fuck off. Let me see. So I have not sat down and listened to this yet, but I'm gonna post a picture of this album cover. And you're gonna understand why I got this, right? You're gonna understand. So how you doing, Mazu? How you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, this is my Saturnine Praetor post enamel wash. I'm currently like using some red to kind of highlight some various zones on him. But yeah, check out this. The Ninjas Scofflakes. I was in the used aisle for the used books, and I saw this, and I'm like, I need to know what that sounds like. I have not sat down and listened to what that sounds like just yet. I assume it's going to be, you know, just perfect music. Like we peaked at this. But yeah. If you like word bears, I do word bears a lot. Word bears are like my Heresy army, and I also just like word bear. It's weird. I'm doing like Heresy word bears, technically modern, like 40k word bears, but also Emperor Shogun word bears, which sounds weird, but I basically have like a war band that's like, what if some word bears fell fully to Slanesh? Because that happens from time to time, you know? I don't know when I still need to go back to Shizuku too. I have not got to read Shizuku all weekend, and I'm really sad because I was digging the fuck out of Shizuku, and I just have not yet. I have not done that just yet, and I need to. Let's go. Run 40k blitters. I think that'd be fine. I think that's probably fine. It's a cool box, but I also too, because like the way I interact with G-Dub's boxes is very different because as a streamer, like whenever I gotta sponsor collectible squids, and whenever people buy shit from squids, I get squid bucks, which I use to pick up like all the FOMO boxes I want. Like the Corsairs, which I will be picking up because I'm gonna turn them into Space Wolves. Which sounds weird, but like they're perfect as the 13th company, as per like the Codex Eye of Terror. They're perfect. It's like chaos armor with fur, but it's not like super chaosy. It's kind of everything that would be like it's the perfect fit. And it's like I got a bunch of Space Wolves bits recently, so that will just look really, really good. I'm super excited about giving that a go. I don't know when those are coming on pre-order, but like, that's probably gonna be like my only big purchase this year though, unless they do something real crazy. Like, unless fucking like Erebus is coming back, I'm kind of good on models for a bit with the big haul and whatnot. Need to like really highlight the gray tubing in his head, but that'll be fine. There we go. Yeah, the scales will finally match. Were the old Space stuff known for being overly scaled? Because that's something that I've also really enjoyed is the fact that I can use old bits with newer kits just because like the scales were so fucking stupid back in the day. It's great. Yeah. The new stuff does look really legit. And let me get a mixture of some of the brighter reds just to keep hitting us up. There we go. Swoosh that around a little bit. Basically what I'm doing is like I'm doing like a 50-50 mix of like this like Joe Sonia magic mix and like basically like the different reds. I've been using Nocturnal Red is kind of like the base red, and then Gory Red is the highlight red. I would like to have like a more wine red look to my word bearers, but it's just something that I've just kind of just never really done, so it's fine. It's whatever. But yeah, those are like. But I do think I just need to sit out, like just to sit down, and just plot out like all my currently going projects because I have so many fucking projects. Yeah, like little highlighty bits with the slightly brighter red. I don't know if it's a weird thing to do an enamel wash and then build up the highlight colors again, but like it's like one of those things. It's like it works for me. I end up in a good spot anyway, so like even if like the road to get there is kind of weird, I'm okay with it. Yeah, because like you know, that's always the thing too. It's like I definitely know that like when you do the enamel washes, it does really like tone things down, and I think like at least bring up the reds, especially kind of like really do that. Is it really normal? Okay, I'm kind of used to seeing like the Grimdark Compendium people as like the people who are primarily using a lot of these enamel. I probably should just look into other people as well, just to see what they're doing. Because I think I've generally followed their tutorials, but like what they use a lot of their own stuff, and also it never seems like I can never get the ratio. Like whatever versions of their washes they have are like the perfect like magical mixture and like look and consistency that like whenever I get them from my bottles does not match no matter how much I fucking shake them. And I don't know if it's they just keep getting better batches or what because they can just like go to the source, but it fucks with my shit up. I'm like I wish I could get that consistent level from the bottle that you do. That's not too bad, but also I think that's why I also like the AK Dark Wash. It just seems to behave better. It behaves more kind of like a traditional wash, but I still get all the oil wash benefits, which is like really what I want. Gotta be like really careful. Like the fucking field generators are just super annoying. You just gotta like just gotta swoosh around there and just try to hope for the best. Like a little bit of the hand, just fucking buried in there. But yeah, no, I got some turnip projects. Part of me still wants to get an old world army together, but that's kind of lower on the list. I think it'd just be a good thing for me to have a rank and flank ready to go. It's also kind of also like a lot of my like Trench Crusade stuff is basically done. Like I want to do a heavy machine armor for my guys, you know. I mean. Probably some do, but like, you know, a lot of YouTube painters like are doing it as like, you know, a product. So I like, do the Grimdark Compendium guys ever play with their models? I assume so, but I can't 100% be certain. Like, I know I do, and I know I am guilty of making models that look really fuck off dark. And like, I'm okay with it. Like, cause like also like here, like this guy is like, you know, he's relatively dark, but like, I'm gonna zoom out real quick. I think if you saw him on a tabletop, I think that still reads reasonably well. Especially because, like, once I get the glows on there, too, like, I think that still reads fine. Maybe a medium zoom for these highlights. And I'm doing, like, I'm doing highlights and stuff. But yeah, earlier, especially on, like, there's definitely some that I'm like, this is like a dark smear on the table. It's also tricky, too, because, like, photography can fuck your shit up. not in like a bad way necessarily, but just like creating perfect light conditions, like really get like all the values on the digital camera turned up so that like you can really see the details. Like I'm sure like my models will never look better than they do when I do the rotator shots. Like that's just kind of cold hard truth. Sometimes there's like little flaws in those that like I would just never pick up in gameplay. And that's also fine. You know? I'm not that great either, to be honest. A lot of it, there's like there are a bunch of people who tell you kind of like the specifics of what really needs to go in there to make that like really, really work. Also, how you doing? How you doing? That Nerf fella. How you doing, that Nerf fella? I would love an Argentall. The problem is he's like $80. Actually, I have not looked at Argentall's price in a while. I'm also like more into like having like my own guys, but like I would like an Argentall. I would like an Argentall. I'm curious, how much is Argentall? He's $90. Jesus Christ. He does look really good though. I do really like Argentall as like, he looks nice. No, Argentall is really good. I like, like most people, it was his fall was sad, but like, he was a nice lad. I can't hate Erebus though, but I enjoy Erebus a lot, so then like I give him a lot of leeway for the shit he's done. He's just having fun. Erebus just knows how to party. It's fine. No. That's the thing is that that's like a legitimate thing, and there's also been people who mention it. Like this isn't even particular for like grimdark painters, though. That is like that. Like a lot of people, like the big YouTube painters. Like I think people have sat down and like I forget who did this, but there was a guy who kind of went over some of the paintings that Squidmar has done. And like Squidmar is genuinely a really good painter. Like the guy can paint. This is not me digging on Squidmar, but like the rate of YouTube videos means that like if you actually look at a lot of his stuff, and like big group shots, you can actually kind of identify like certain areas in a model that are neglected. Like, because like there is that kind of thing where like there are parts in a model that draw your attention. Face, like weapon, and then like glows and stuff like that. Like those do bring attention to the model. And a lot of times if you're a big YouTube painter, like even if you're one of those people who that like, so let's, oh God, just launch a paintbrush directly at me. Like, those people who get like models from Games Workshop, like in advance, like they're part of the social media, like thing. They'll get the thing in advance. It still takes forever to paint those, It takes forever to paint those. So like you're incentivized to paint the areas that would look good on a video. And then like, will you go back and ever finish it? Probably not, because like likely the models you get, probably you don't care about. Like if Games Workshop sent me a bunch of, it'd be an army I just could not give a shit about, or like very minimal shits about. I'm gonna say Voton. Let's say Voton. I actually like donated some of my Voton away to my local club. Let's say if G-Dubs was like, yo, here's a Voton army. Paint this up for like a life-changing sum of money. I would. I don't think all these people are getting life-changing sum of money, but like for the point is like, I could paint the Voton up and like do a thing with them, but then like, I'm not gonna be playing Voton on the tabletop. My investment in Voton's not that big, so I probably would just like find ways to kind of do it efficiently, bare minimum, just kind of get it out there, Oh, exactly. That's why I like Erebus. He's like, he's doing shit. He's living his best life. He's making the setting move forward. So that's why he's the best. But that's always that thing too. It's like, it's tricky because like, yeah, it's also why you see somebody who's like, is Warhammer over? And then they get a package from G-Dubs and they're like, cool, new Warhammer models. It's because at the end of the day, it is just like it's a channel thing, It's to get engagement and clicks and whatnot. It's why everybody who's like hates Warhammer a lot, and I don't mean like you have gripes about Warhammer. I mean also the people who like hate Warhammer as like a job, as like a bit, like that's their thing. They still like are like firmly attached to Warhammer's dick because they get some clicks and shit. Oh no, Time Crunch is legitimate. Like yeah. Like I'm a slow maybe I don't know. I paint at a reasonable pace, but I think for like army projects, I'm incredibly slow. So like for the same thing, if I needed to do like an entire army, the time crunch would mean I would need to take some shortcuts or just like only work on some magic angles and whatnot for things. Look at this. Okay, his reds turned out pretty good. Luckily, these guys I don't really need to do anything with because like the daemonettes are kind of perfect. Like they actually turned out exactly how I wanted. No notes there. And then like the reds, though, I can keep poking at them, and I did, and I do. But like red highlights are turned out pretty good. One thing I do need to do. I bought a new bottle of them. Let's see if I can find it. True Blood and Dry Blood. There we go. Oh yeah, there was one lady who was doing that. It was like discourse minis. That was kind of her thing. It's always like, you know, whatever drummable. Oh fuck, I gotta fix that too. Make it get like a little bit on there, and I could just touch that up. I eventually am gonna also do a powdery base for this guy. Or who knows? It could just be Arch Warhammer. Who knows? There's like 8 people who do that. Or 8 million people. It sucks, but you know, outrage clicks just kind of do work. So like, I don't agree with them. I think that's a horrible thing just to kind of like become this like that person. But if you're doing it purely for financial reasons, it makes sense to do. That's the one. Hey, look at me guessing. Look at me guessing about shit. All right, I think I'm gonna do. Oh yeah. I hit like 3 tangents in my own head, so I'm going to be using Dry Blood. And I'm not going to go too heavy on this because there's only really one area of this model that needs the Dry Blood. I just got this bottle and started clogging. I guess this is the downside with dropper bottles. It seems like the tips always fucking clog, making me sad. Is the Ultramarine heads. Like, I could maybe do some additional dry brushing or whatever for them. I'm okay with them actually being kind of just like very middle, you know? No, that's the problem though. Here's the problem. That's the problem. A lot of for these kind of people, you can't do that. The more you engage with them, the more the algorithm rewards the engagement because that's what all these platforms use for their metrics. Like the worst thing you could do for somebody you hate on the internet is to reply to a comment of theirs because you boost them, and it's so bad. Well, that's all. That's a wretched goblin. Have yourself a good night and best of luck on the minis, yo. Hell yeah. But yeah, no, don't do that. Don't do that. It's tempting. Every fiber in your being is going to say you should do that, but don't do it. It's the worst. It will actively mean that like the people that you dislike, YouTube will be like, oh, people. I mean, I know that there's like some slight metric thing that kind of stops that, but it's not super counterbalanced out, you know. You know, okay, I have to say it every time because I run into that idea a lot. So I don't want to go super heavy with the blood. There is part of me that kind of wants to do like a blood dry brush, maybe? This might be a bit much. This happens to every time I do blood effects, I can feel Corn put his hand on my shoulder. He goes, you know what you must do, my son. I'm like, you're right. Okay, this isn't so bad though. Doing like relatively light. Okay, yeah, no, I think this is the right move. I think this is the right move. Only get to the bottom of there. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, oh yeah, do not recommend is really good. Do not recommend actively like it's tricky because like I'll wait till the ad break's done before I rant. There we go. Chains and stuff. I like these little loose chains. They're just kind of like chilling around. I can get stretchy. Again, the angles. I put myself in bad angles. All right. Yeah, I like sometimes like the like do not recommend or like not interested. It's like it does penalize them. Sometimes I do think it's kind of weird that penalizes because also like, you know, sometimes you just get stuff you don't want, but also like it is a good way to be like, no, do not wish to see this bullshit. All right. Actually, I think the blood on the chains is pretty good because it kind of dulled, like the blue is still there, but it's kind of dulled down a bit. And also, if there's some of the chains that just naturally had red on them. Also keep the sides different. Movies with submarines are required to have text on the screen. Subtitles are important. I can't be too mad when Necromantic is playing. Have a fucking night, Jay. Take it easy. You fuck. All right, where's my green glow? There we go. No, that's not my green glow. I need my Shamrock glow. Favorite green glow. There we go. Shamrock green, baby. So this stuff is what I use for my glow effects, and it looks nice. So get a good shake on that, and make sure I don't have any stuff kicking around. Set that aside because I'm gonna have to go back to that well a couple times. And what's like a nice good medium brush for this? There we go. Oh no, I shouldn't use my nicer. So you're not supposed to use nicer brushes for washes. Okay, this is a synthetic, so I don't mind this too much. This is a Winsor & Newton, just random synthetic I picked up. Take this. I can just go. Oh, there we go. So just get some of that ring on there, kind of bring it around. So anything that touches this is going to look like it's been affected by the glow. Just kind of like schmoove it around there. Get it on the flip side as well. I'm going to be doing this for pretty much every bit of you. Like anything that's currently white on the guy is going to get this effect. So just keep hitting this up. And probably what I'll eventually do too is you can also just like touch it up a bit later. Like if it's like you want it to be even brighter, just paint. Oh my god, keep doing the paint migraine thing. You can just kind of like schmoove, like you can just put a little bit of white on it, and then also just kind of like highlight the white again, just to make it an even brighter layer. I'm doing it relatively thin though right now. I'm probably gonna go back for another layer of green as well. Now, for power weapons, I know that they're not supposed to be quite like this level of like fucking glow, but I don't give a shit. I love the way my weapons look. I make them really glowy on purpose because it's just a fucking mood. I guess technically word-bearers have like the tainted weapons or the warp fire weapons. I think a lot of those got removed in Heresy 3rd edition. No, they got legend, I believe. I think they got sent to the legend realm, which I don't know. I don't know how many like. I know that not Trench Crusade. I saw a lot of mention Trench Crusade stuff in the thumbnail. It made me sad. Not your fault. Just sad that people do that. But like, I know that like if it's legend for like a 40k thing, it doesn't get used ever. But I also know Heresy is kind of a different beast. I don't know how many people do like legend content with Heresy. A little bit on the backside as well. Yeah, that's also true. It really does. I do also need the bright glow just to kind of like, you know, get that visual contrast, because otherwise, yeah, like my guys are really dim and grim and not doing great. But when I get like a nice bright green motherfucking hammer to go with that, yeehaw, hell yeah. Is it considered content? Oh, that's cool then. Because I know technically for like more 40k people, they're like, oh yeah, if it's not like tournament legal, it doesn't exist, which makes me sad. But I also understand the idea when it's like I think it's the idea that like if you were to play something out of Legends and you kick your friend's ass, you'd be like, well, you only won because you played like a dumb broken Legends thing, even though I think a lot of Legends stuff is supposed to be underpowered. Get that nice kind of like green glow on the back. There we go. Yippee! Let's go. I know I am pretty. As a dim person myself, but like that's good to hear. That's good to hear. I would like to go to like a. I don't know. Like once again, like I know that there's like somewhere. I think there is like a small scene. The people who are normally do Heresy stuff, though, are currently doing like a little side game right now. I don't want to mention what the side game is because it's so very specific that it's like borderline doxing. But like, like it seems cool, and I've been asked if I want to join that as well, but it's also like such a very specific project that I just don't have time for. Yeah, so there's like a veteran, I think there's like a veteran assault squad or something like that that's like pretty, or veteran despoiler squad that's pretty legit. No, it's veteran breachers, because I think veteran breachers can get swords and like sword and board, and a lot of people are like, I fucking want sword and board. I want more sword and board, and I agree with them. Sword and board fucks. So if like that's the only place you can get sword and board, that is unfortunate. I'm just gonna like cheat and just paint this entire strip over here green. Oh fuck, he had like little cables and shit that I could have did. I guess I can do like do a little bit of green on those cables. It's not the biggest deal. Tricky thing is like when it comes to adding green to the nearby areas, that's where like I either like I generally stick to the side of to caution and just kind of like not try to go over heavy, but sometimes I do, and it's like I'm like, oh yeah, no, that's why I usually need to be more cautious on this. A little bit on here. Now these are the part people traditionally glow. These big old fucking plasma coil. Oh, fuck, there's side bullshit. I didn't get that. At least with the plasma coils, I can't always just go back and just like touch them up too. Bunch of glow just on the tip. So yeah, I'll probably touch up the glow a bit, but like immediately, like there we go. There we go. Look, we got some fucking. Oh yeah, we need some glow on the face now. We got one eye. He's got like 3 eyes, though the other one... I think the other eyes, unfortunately, got kind of like dimmed out. He's primarily going to have like 1 eye that sticks out, and then the others will be kind of like dulled. I think I may even try to go in there as like get like a... He's got the teeth. He's got teeth that's kind of like really, really hard to see. I wonder if I could take those teeth and just get like the ivory white. Just get that on there. But yeah, I also remember like a lot of the extended armory of word bearers got put into legends, so it's gonna work. I wouldn't quite do a full dry brush, but I definitely want to get like as little paint as possible. I need a different small brush. Fuck. So tricky. It's like I want to get the teeth like kind of highlighted, but I don't want to affect the other areas too much. Oh, I think that's fine. There we go. It's also like it's really hard to see his teeth. Like it's just kind of inherently a hard angle. I guess I know I could do. Hold on. I could instead maybe what I just need to do is go back to the idea of highlighting the area around the teeth. He's just got like a little bit of exposed jaw, which I can hit up with like a tiny bit of pink, like the pinky flesh shade I did. There we go. Hey, there we go. Okay, I think this is good. This is good. All right, what do I need to do for you? Maybe a little bit of dry brush on the cape. I think that would look pretty good. Just get like a neutral gray. Dry brush that up. Yeah. It's always I can understand the fear though, because a lot of times G-dubs will make like a, oh yeah, this is a thing we don't have a model for. Its time on this earth is very limited. So like that was my initial fear, but I'm glad people, I guess also too, the Heresy community would be like, yeah, fuck it, we'll just, like, if they don't let us have this, we'll just port it back in. Cloaky bit. I had surprising restraint when I decided not to, give him a, like, flesh cape. I wanted to. I really wanted to. I was like, I should give him a flesh cape like I always do. Now, here's a thought. I don't know if this is a good idea. I'm going to run this by you nerds. Real quick. What do you think? So he's got bloody chains on the power weapon. Pretty good. He's got like a victory chain around his neck and going there. Effectively like 3 points of chain, like a chain there, chain here, and then chains here. Should I also make that bloody? Should I also make that a blood thing? I totally could. I think I'm going to highlight the tube a little bit. Very, very faint. Little tube highlight. That was the greatest idea. It's fine. I could also do. The thing is that even though I don't use it very much, I do have like a little thing of Agrax Earthshade near me if I need just to like touch up some shit a little bit. I think getting back into like G-Dub's washes, not as like a full overwash, but every now and then just like maybe do like a little bit. I don't have any known oil though. I also want to try maybe some of the I know Proacryl has some washes, which I've done nothing with. Let me stretch my legs as well. Oh. There we go. Let's see. And I could do maybe a little dry brush as well. I do also have like an oily black that I could maybe move into there. Just like maybe just put into these like spine bits. Which might be neat. There's like 1, 2, and then debating also how much more do I want to do of the. Yeah, I probably need to do another. I definitely need to do at least another green layer, I believe. Get in there. So at least right now, it's like it looks pretty good, but I think one more layer of green will like really sell it. So I'm gonna try that. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, buddy, that's the sauce. Oh, that's the fucking sauce. Let's fucking go. Let's go. Good. How you doing, Toto? How you doing? My boy, my lad, my Saturnine Praetor is... Realistically, I didn't think I was going to be able to get him done tonight. I think actually getting him done tonight is very feasible. I think he's very feasibly likely to get done. Oh yeah, no, he's a thick boy. He's indeed a thick boy. That's what I love about him. I do really like the Saturnine bodies. It's funny because I've been seeing so many people like do the Saturnines where they remove their shoulder pads. I guess they just don't like the big shoulder pads. And then meanwhile, well, you know what I did? I made their shoulder pads bigger. I was like, you fools, you're missing it out. Every shoulder pad of a Saturnine is a whole beautiful canvas to work on. Also, Peach EXE, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the workshop. I've never seen an attempt of spelling Peach that way. Hell yeah. How you doing? I'm taking my Saturnine Praetor and I'm making all of his shit glow because it's fun. Also because I am not a coward and I make the pauldrons big. It's weird. I don't know why. If maybe it's like the idea that like they're not. It's like too goofy, but it's like guys, it's 40K. It's I know this is 30K, but you know it's a Warhammer thing. Like live life a little bit. Get a big fuck off pauldron in your life. Make them bigger. You see, you guys get it. There we go. Yeah, they're like legitimately Space Marine is stored in the pauldrons. It's like, yeah. You don't have the pauldrons, what's the fucking point? You don't have a Marine. You have like, I don't know, you have a John Halo or something instead. Oh, a little bit more on there. Yeah. I mean they do look good. And I'm kind of joking when I'm upset about this. I do think I would never remove the shoulder pads. I've seen some people do some good conversion work. The amount of people who bought the fucking Saturnine Dreadnought and turned it into the fucking the Dreadnought, whatever the fuck the baby carrier is for Grey Knights, and it's like, oh yeah, it's like when that box people who are not actually playing 30K. Here's how the split goes. So many of the Dreadnoughts got turned into Death Guard. I mean, all the Saturnines got turned to Death Guard because people have been doing some fantastic shit with Saturnine kits and Death Guard. They look so good. It's really fucking good. That is a dream team combo. And then I guess the rest are just like we're gonna fix the baby carrier, which is still funny that G-Dubs was like, oh there we go. So you like the baby carrier, huh? Here's a new weapon for it, and we're like, no one said that. Buddy, no one said that. What are you doing? What are you talking about? Yeah, at least turn them into L-shaped ruins. Oh, that'd be great. All right. The eye glow wouldn't really change much if I fucked with that. I'm like, look at because I got the little gray where the horn's piercing through. There's really nothing I could do to touch that up that I think would be good. Like, I think what I can do is like mix like a little bit of like the red, and just hit like just take a little bit of that red highlight I've been doing and just hit like the areas around the gray, kind of make it stick out like a wee bit more. All those gross even bits. Oh, that's fair. I've seen a lot of people do that, and like I like the goofy weird bits for Death Guard, but it does make them take like a million hours to paint. So from a practical standpoint, that makes total sense to me. I've seen a couple of his stuff. I really liked he did a really cool Tau Auxiliary out of some Ash Waste stuff. I think that's the only video of his I've seen that I liked it. I just didn't watch more. That's how you doing, Minida? How you doing? Check it out, the Lad. The Lad real. You know what? Fuck it. Hold on. Guys, I talked myself into it. I'm gonna blood eat a chain. Just a chain, nothing else. I'm not gonna go apeshit with blood. I love blood. But like, you know, what I can do here is just go like, add a bit of blood there. A little bit just like right there around the edges. Add a little bit on this central chain. Nothing too crazy now. There we go. I guess I got my kids just to kind of look like he just like ripped that off of the other guy. Perfect. If you're getting blood on anything during jerking it, you gotta go to the doctor. Okay, I was like, oh man, I don't have a mixing cup for this. I really like the how you doing, Roostimus? There's the other one. There we go. I actually really like the Wargame Fanatics paints. True Blood is like a more blood for the blood god, and Dry Blood is what I'm using. Dry Blood is it's not quite like the true, you know, blood normally dries brown, but like it does like a darker tone, which I enjoy. I think the darker look on the blood looks pretty legit. You know, I also just don't use G-Dubs paints very much. That's entirely a personal preference though. And we're going to go back to enamels, but just for pigment powders. Once I get pigment powders, this guy's done. Surprisingly. Done with like 20 minutes to spare, which is pretty legit. Yippee. Yeah, respectable levels of blood. Listen, he is a Praetor. He's got a Legion to lead. The thing is, I guess, like, their paints are fine. I wouldn't be, like, I don't know if I would go rushing back with open arms if they did that. Oh, I can see it. Like, oh, that's true. Typhus Corrosion is still, like, one of the G-Dubs things I enjoy. I do like that. I cannot deny. Where's my gray? There we go. Using Vallejo pigments, dark slate gray. Ooh. Ooh. I need to do so much reorganization of my bullshit. Yeah. Probably enough. I basically just put it into a little mixing cup, in which I'm going to mix the mineral spirits in there via a little squirty thing. Go, and then just go. Mix it up a little bit, and oh yeah, I need my blood. But yeah, I don't know. At this point, like I'm very locked into my paint ecosystems to the point where like other paints get introduced. I'm like, these are cool, but like I don't know. Just kind of like right now, just kind of like really light application. Definitely need to get like the feet. Just kind of around there. Nothing super heavy at this stage. I can always go back. Go. Get some of the side bit. Because I got so much side bit. Here, get a little bit here. Get a little bit on the cloak, on the front, and in the back, and little bits on the feet. All right, let's start blow drying. Let's see if I need to do more. Usually I overshoot and I need to tone it down. So like if I undershoot, that'd actually be kind of nice. Oh damn, I think I underdid it. Ooh, fancy. No, okay, I can see very light grit in the foot. Oh, holy shit. Okay. I think I need to do a bit more. Too good, not too much. Like I did this foot. There, bottom. Yeah, really just keep it localized to the feet area. Get some back here, get some there. A little bit more on the, really just gotta, I think if I just kind of focus on making the churchy, like ruins dustier, those are gonna be where it's at. It's like I can leave the dirt pretty like unfucked. But if I just kind of make like if like the ruins are gonna be where like the dust is gonna be, like dust is stored in the ruin. There we go. I'm saying nonsense with such confidence. All right, let's fucking go. Okay, see, there we go. So there's like a clear little like divide between dirty and clean. And that's where I'm going to need to do a little bit of fixing. Still not like really showing up super well on the cover. For this one, usually because like the clean divide, I usually will just like take that and just kind of work it down. That kind of like fixes that a bit. There we go. There we go. Okay. That foot's nice and dusty in a good way. That side of the foot needs a little bit of touch-up. The bottom foot's totally fine. Got some more touch-ups to do. Whoop. Nearly flipped the lid. That could have been bad. There's just like... not doing it for me. I don't know why. I don't know what's up with the tabard. I guess it's just because it's gray with gray on it. It's almost like reacting with the paint behind it. Weird. Okay. It's like it like mostly wipes off anyway. So I guess I could just be like, yeah, whatever. Like I could have more pigment, but I think I like usually I overshoot the fuck out of the pigment powders. This seems to be the rare instance where like I think I'm got just enough undershoot just to be like, yeah, his feet look dusty, but not like ludicrously so. Yeah. All right. Cool. Fuck yeah. Let's go. All right. Then one quick thing I need to do for both of these creatures. First of all, we'll rinse it. Oh, I know. I nearly knocked over an entire. I pushed it in like my place where I got my keyboard, and I nearly launched an entire bottle of mineral spirits onto my lap. I need to be careful. All right. We're back. We're back regular style. Back for giving me power. Yeah, I was like, what the fuck do I want to listen to today? I didn't feel like listening to the usuals. I was like, yeah, big Akatsuki Records playlist. Hell yeah, that's the spirit. All right, so let's zoom out. I think I'm gonna get 2 models finished today, everybody. So, yeah. All right, so the last little bit is just I'm very classic. I just like a black rim on all my minis. I know people do different styles and that kind of thing, but I just like to make a good black rim. Do not delaminate my organs. But what if I want to? As a treat. Yeah, once again, I went through like the last couple of weeks. There was like basically all of January I went without like a serious amount of projects being done. Which, mind you, going to MagFest kind of put a hold on that a little bit. But I also just had like a bunch of stuff for that. Brandon's return. Ooh, there we go. It'd be fun. It's about getting that time. That's good. Was he stopping for a while? I have a hard time keeping up with people and what they're up to. So like I was not aware if maybe he was like stopping for like a bigger thing or whatever. Okay, let's go. Oh well, you're doing good for him. Hell yeah. I think everybody's got to do their stuff for their like that. That's why I stopped streaming on Saturdays, because I was like, I think I'm like overworking myself and like the stress buildup and lack of free time to work on like my own projects and kind of get the juices in the brain working. That definitely was like, once I opened that up, I was like, I feel bad not. I guess also too, opening up Sunday means that like instead of doing a 2.5 hour stream, having the 4 hour stream means you guys aren't missing that much. But like, man, just having a whole day where I don't owe anyone my time. It's so good because like if I'm not working, I'm also like in groups or I'm streaming. So there's like legitimately Saturday's the only day of the week where like I don't need to like, I don't need to interact with anybody, and it's great just for that. Just for myself as a little treat. There we go. To eliminate my intestines, you shit cubes like a wombat shit cubes. Is that a thing? Is this like bullshit made up facts, or is this real and true? I know basically nothing about wombats. I really know nothing about wombats whatsoever. They are one of those animals that I have just like very little knowledge of. This guy's face is so fucking big. This is why I don't know what else I'm gonna really run. Like it's like he's big enough that like if I'm for 3rd edition, I might just be like, yo, you're my Demon Prince, and just run him like that. I guess a Demon Prince can wear Terminator armor, to be fair though. There we go. All right, so we got that. Let that dry on both those bases. Anything else I can do like in like real quick? I guess I got these chuckle fucks still. As I always got these chuckle fucks, but do I want to work on trim? No. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit right now. Do I do a little rat? I can do a little rat. Not too much rat. I think I just got to get a little bit more purple on the rat, and I can kind of go from there. We don't really know why. Huh. I guess I'm sure there's somebody out there who's like studying that. Just like really just trying to figure out how that works. Because from like, I vaguely remember a very like infamous post where somebody was talking about that like, and I don't know how true this is, but technically the logic doesn't like read as wrong, I guess. What's the best way to say this? Also, I think this is too bright. Where it's like someone said that like, oh yeah, actually like the way that like, I think it was like a horse's ass. Or like a horse's ass is like, the way a horse shits apparently is really efficient, and like a lot of like companies who do a lot of like industrial kind of like liquid bullshit kind of like tries to mimic that structure in their like machinery because it just makes like cleaning it really efficient. So it was like something like that. It's like one of those things that's like, how the fuck do you know that? Like that that's some like esoteric animal knowledge. Doesn't roll. Huh. That's true. I guess it's then again. There's also things in nature too, where like sometimes I think there's always that belief that like everything evolves for a purpose. I do wonder if maybe there could have just been like a bunch of shit that like like wombats just like it was just like a weird thing that came about like when wombats were just wombatting. Like pros, we are stable as a species and we're not entirely dead. Cons ? We shit cube. Like it just happens. It's like, well, I guess this is a thing now. There's no real advantage for it. I mean, there might be though. There might be. Yeah, the council of wombats got together and then they said, and for we shall shit cube as thus our right and our privilege as wombat. And then they concurred and they pounded their gavels and whatnot, as wombats are known to do. Got so much more on this guy. This guy might be next Sunday's project because I still want to get my word. Like, it seems more and more unlikely. I don't know. Like the talks about playing Mordheim in my local area are basically non-existent. But I do know that there's like a big East Coast Mordheim convention thing. That like maybe I could learn Mordheim in time for that. Go to Nemo if that's a thing that I could do. I don't know. My brain feels really ambitious about travel plans this year, and then like I don't know if like my body and my wallet more particularly will be able to cash those checks, but we'll find out. These are asses. That might be it too. Just like high speed velocity shit caltrops. The ultimate, truly a weapon to surpass Metal Gear. I'm gonna use a. Do I got a bigger brush? Oh, yeah, I got my boar bristle brush. My BBB. Oh no, the one who shits cones is like the Avatar. They'll come back in the hour of greatest wombat need to save everybody. I still got my other, like, well, let me zoom out a little. Let me medium zoom. There we go. Like, I still got my other line of Jabir that is currently on the old cavalry base. I need to rebase. Like, okay. Mind you, I don't think I'm going to get a second line of Jabir anytime soon, but, like, I don't 100% know that. If my guy stops being, like, an elite, like, due to, like, injury or death or whatever, I probably need to bring the old one back. And currently, he too big for he goddamn base. Actually, he too small for he goddamn base. There we go. Probably good. He looks great from the top though, because I can see his little shiny, a bit of like a weird texture thing on there, but like it's fine. It is shiny. If I can say nothing else about that, it is shiny, so that's cool. This guy's also giving me some, like, I do need to, like, a little bit of side colors I might need to touch up. Because I guess since I didn't go as, what's it called? Since I didn't go as, like, kind of, like, powdery as I usually do, that does mean that there's, like, I probably need to touch up a couple of those, like, little holes that just kind of opened up in the base. But that one's been touched up. I guess it's really only just that one. Okay, that's easy enough. Like, this little bit. See Minecraft so much differently. Just show them Minecraft and they're just like, what the fuck is this? What brown was I using for that? Oh yeah, I think I used an itty bitty bit of this charred bone, and I just didn't have any more on my palette. Itty bitty bit on there, and then this guy's done. I didn't think I'd get him done today. I'm very happy about this. Like, I might touch up some shit, but it's another one of those. It's like, how much is fiddling going to really improve this? Like, how much fucking around is going to give me positive results? I think one quick thing I want to do though is I did see this like really cool angle that if I go from here, a little bit brighter, I think that'll look good. Like, there we go. There we go. I'm happy. How you doing, Bird Mouse? How you doing? That's always the thing too, is like, I do wonder, it's like, I get caught up on little bullshit like that, but like, he's fine. He's good. I really like him. How you doing? We got him, and I think with that, this is going to be a good spot to wrap up for stream. Go to the schedule. All right. Thank you, nerds, for coming. I had a lot of fun. Schedule time. So the schedule is exactly what you're seeing right now in that exact order. Tomorrow, I'm going to be... Oh, hello, everybody. Welcome. Hold on. Let me go back. I can go a little bit longer. How's it going, everybody? If you do not know me, I'm Halbernut the Mimic Elf, miniature-painting VTuber of the Nerdlands game variety. And, how you doing, the hairiest brother-in-law in Dylan Walsh? What were you... And also, how are you doing, Valvia? Welcome. What were you... I imagine you were painting. What is... Oh, I don't know what Cyber Nights is, but howdy. Yeah. Once again, if you do not know me, I'm Halbernut the Mimic Elf, miniature-painting VTuber of the Nerdlands game variety. And today, I finished up the Lad. He is a Saturnine Praetor word bearer. and he's looking good. I was about to wrap up. I might go. No, I do need to get ready for work. Unfortunately, yeah, I do think I probably need to ollie out. Let's pop out here. But yeah, I want to show you my cool lad at the very least. I hope your game was fun. And also Yob Yob. Fucking like Muppet ass name. It's great. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the workshop. Schedule time. Tomorrow for movie night, we're going to be watching Constantine because we watched Dracula 1992, and you know, we need a fantasy movie night, Keanu Reeves redemption arc. Then on Tuesday, I'm going to be painting some more Trench Crusade stuff because I got my Great Hunger lads who need to be painted. Thursday, finishing off Anthology The Killer, which I have been enjoying greatly. And then if I finish that early, I think I'm going to play a little bit of the Children of Clay, but I don't think I'm going to make it a full thing. And then Sunday, I don't know what I am painting on Sunday. Find out then. Oh, fuck yeah. I do like XCOM. I've played XCOM, I didn't play the OG XCOMs to be fair. But I really like XCOM, the two newer ones. Those are both really, really legit. And had myself a good old time there. And then, yeah, so then on Sunday, what the fuck am I painting on Sunday? I don't know. I'm going to go paint on Sunday. I got stuff. It depends if I get something new put together, if I just need to finish off some other projects. We will find out. So everybody on the YouTube side, have yourself a good night. Bye, YouTube people. Bye-bye.